your gums hurt?
Yeah.
Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile?
All that in one toothpaste?
Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums.
Ah, Colgate Herbal.
Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
Good.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Just last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're continuing the conversation.
This person just turned me into their toy and every evening, and it was, yeah, when I approached my mother about it, she slapped me.
What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations, and that is what Unscripted is about.
You know, when people say, oh, he committed suicide, yeah, that person who drives those big cars committed suicide. Mental health has got nothing to do with your economic status.
This is NTV.
Naam, ahlan wa sahlan mtazamaji, natumai ubuheri wa afya na umekuwa na siku njema, ikiwa ni siku ya Ijumaa, siku ambayo tunakupeleka katika kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi kupitia jarida la jimbo hadi siku ya Jumapili. Mwenzangu Daniel Mule yupo tayari kukujuza mengi kutoka kaunti hiyo, lakini kwanza tupate vipasho.
Naibu mwenyekiti wa Jubilee David Muradhi ahojiwa na EACC kuhusu ufisadi wa mabilioni ya pesa katika KEMSA. Watu wengine 179 wameambukizwa corona leo na wengine 415 wamepona.
Sisi tulichagua yeye ndiye akasaidie sisi huko kwa kutetea sisi, lakini sio kwa kumisiusi office na kuharibu mali ya wananchi.
Mbunge wa Lari John Mburu akamatwa kwa tuhuma za kufuja pesa za CDF. Na jarida la jimbo limeshuka Tharaka Nithi na baadhi ya makuu ya huko ni manufaa ya ufugaji wa kisasa kwa wakazi.
Mbashara kutoka jumba la Nation. Hii ni NTV Jioni na Nuru Abdulaziz.
Naam, karibu sana mtazamaji, shukran sana kwa kuchagua kuwa nasi. Mwenzangu wa ishara ni Flora Atieno. Tukianza taarifa zetu, naibu mwenyekiti wa chama cha Jubilee David Muradhi amehojiwa na maafisa wa tume ya kupambana na ufisadi nchini EACC kuhusu kashfa ya kupotea kwa pesa katika shirika la KEMSA. Muradhi amedai kuwa ameitwa EACC kama shahidi baada ya kusema ana ushahidi kuhusu baadhi ya watu waliohusika. Ametaka EACC kumuita naibu rais pamoja na wandani wake kadhaa kwa ajili ya kusailiwa. Leila Mohamed ana mengi zaidi.
Aliyekuwa mwenyekiti wa chama cha wafanyabiashara nchini KNCCI Kiprono Kitoni alifika katika ofisi za EACC iliyoko katika jumba la Madison kwenye eneo la community hapa Nairobi dakika chache kabla ya saa 7 mchana. Kwa kuwa hakuzungumza na wanahabari, haikubainika wazi ikiwa alifika kuhojiwa au anashirikiana na maafisa wa EACC kama shahidi. Saa moja baadaye, David Muradhi alifika kuhojiwa akidaiwa kupokea mamilioni ya pesa katika kandarasi za kuuzia KEMSA vifaa kinga kwa wahudumu wa afya kwa bei ya juu zaidi ya ile inayotumiwa katika soko la bidhaa hizo.
I said I have certain evidence of persons associated with the deputy president who were linked to this famous company called Kilik.
Muradhi amekana mara kadhaa kuhusika katika kashfa hiyo inayochunguzwa na kamati ya afya ya bunge la kitaifa na taasisi zingine za uchunguzi nchini.
The president has said it, whether it's his brother, whether it's Muradhi, whether it's the deputy president, whoever is involved in this thing, we will have to go in and face the music. Hapa hakuna mchezo. All right? It doesn't matter who you are.
Muradhi anakanusha madai kwamba alifika hapa katika EACC kama mshukiwa. Sasa anasema kwamba aliweza kupatia EACC taarifa muhimu na anawataka kufanya uchunguzi zaidi kwa watu ambao amewataja.
Because I am being dragged into this issue because of my association with William or Wilbrod Gatei. We've got evidence that Wilbrod transferred shareholding of this company to associates of the deputy president. So I have given my piece and I have demanded anybody who has raised or commented or purported to know the COVID billionaires and who stole what. I have demanded that they should be summoned, starting with the deputy president and the politicians like Halwale, like Mudama.
EACC imepokea stakabadhi kutoka kwa maafisa wa KEMSA, huku maafisa wakuu kutoka shirika hilo wakitarajiwa pia kuhojiwa na maafisa wa EACC. Kampuni kadha ambazo zimehusishwa na kashfa hiyo zinachunguzwa na EACC. Leila Mohamed, NTV.
Kwingineko, waziri wa mazingira Keriako Tobiko amekosoa naibu rais pamoja na wandani wake kwa kile alichodai ni kumkosea heshima kiongozi wa nchi Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Tobiko amesema naibu rais William Ruto ni karani tu wa rais na anapaswa kuonyesha heshima kwa bosi wake.
Mbie Murkomen mumfikishe awe na adabu na muheshimu rais wa Kenya hii, na hata huyo mkubwa wake ni karani wa rais. Si ni karani wa rais? The deputy president is a clerk who should be a clerk, assistant to a president. Na vile mimi na muheshimu rais wangu ambao mimi ni clerk wake, karani wake, hata huyo deputy na huyo Murkomen wa muheshimu rais.
Mbunge wa Lari John Mburu na watu wengine 6 wamekamatwa leo asubuhi na maafisa kutoka tume ya kupambana na ufisadi nchini kwa madai ya kupora pesa za CDF. Wengine waliokamatwa ni pamoja na Ayan Mahadhi, Peter Mugo Mwangi, Grace Mudhoni, Francis Gashoka Kamuyu na mkandarasi Paul Nyanjui Musheru. Wote hao ni wanachama wa kamati ya CDF katika eneo bunge la Lari. Wanadaiwa kuiba zaidi ya shilingi milioni 27 mwaka 2019 za maendeleo ya eneo bunge hilo. Kulingana na ripoti ya polisi, pesa hizo zililipwa kwa kampuni tofauti kwa njia isiyofaa. Wakazi wa Lare wana maoni tofauti kuhusu kamata hiyo, baadhi wakipongeza na wengine wakihusisha na matukio ya kisiasa nchini.
Kuona kwa mara ya kwanza katika historia ya Lare hii, kuona mbunge wetu amefikishwa mbele ya kamati ambayo inachunguza madai ya ufujaji pesa za umma.
Uchunguzi ufanyiwe vilivyo. Kama ametumia pesa za umma vile hazitakikani, hiyo ifuatiliwe vile kabisa.
Na mtazamaji, kama ilivyo ada katika NTV jioni na kupa taswira ya mambo yalivyo kuhusu maambukizi ya COVID-19 nchini. Visa vya COVID-19 vimefika 34,884 baada ya watu 179 kuambukizwa virusi hivyo katika muda wa saa 24. Waliopona sasa ni jumla ya watu 21,059 baada ya watu wengine 415 kupona. Hata hivyo, watu 4 wamefariki kutokana na homa ya corona katika muda wa saa 24, na sasa idadi jumla waliofariki ni 589. Kaunti ya Nairobi ingali inaongoza kwa maambukizi hayo. Mtazamaji, sasa na kuelekeza moja kwa moja hadi katika kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi ambapo mwenzangu Daniel Mule yupo tayari kukujuza aliowaandalia katika kaunti hiyo. Na Daniel Mule, kazi kwako.
Na asante sana Nuru Abdulaziz, nimekupata kwa njia iliyo safi. Wakazi wa huku wanasema muge ni antu wa Tharaka Nithi, na ndizo salamu za huku ambazo tumejifunza kufikia sasa. Na ni fahari yangu kuwajieni kutoka kaunti hii, kaunti nambari 13 yenye mengi tu masuala ya kilimo na masuala mengine mengi ambayo tutakuwa tukiangazia, na sana wakazi wa hapa wanasifika kwa zao la ndengu, ndizi vile miongoni mwa mengine ambao pia tutakuwa tukiyaangazia, na tumepata makaribisho mazuri, mapokezi mazuri ambayo huwa ni ya mgeni siku ya kwanza. Kwa hivyo moja kwa moja tuanze kuangazia taarifa kutoka eneo hili na pia kutoka maeneo mengine nchini, na tutawapelekeni katika kaunti ya Kisii ambapo serikali ya kaunti hiyo imeanzisha uchunguzi ili kubaini chanzo cha moto mkubwa ambao ulizuka kwenye bunge la kaunti hiyo leo mchana. Inasemekana kuwa ulisababisha hasara ya thamani kubwa, na gavana James Ongwae amesema kuwa hakuna aliyejeruhiwa katika tukio hilo, lakini bunge hilo la kaunti limekaribia ama limeharibika sana kutokana na moto huu ambao wanasema huenda ulitokana na hitilafu ya umeme. Na tangu kutekelezwa kwa ugatuzi kumekuwa na visa vingi vya moto katika makao makuu ya serikali nyingi za kaunti, huku baadhi ya maseneta wakionya kuwa huenda visa hivyo ni vya makusudi ili kuficha ukweli kuhusu ubadhirifu wa pesa na rasilimali za kaunti.
The whole assembly inside the chambers is burnt. It's really down to the ground. I don't know who caused it. I don't know what caused it. I'm informed by those who are here that electricity was not there since morning, but when it came, that is when the fire might have started.
We are going to launch investigations very soon, and I have already ordered that the place be completely sealed off. I am actually getting in touch with Nairobi immediately for us to get experts to tell us what caused the fire. Fortunately, it's only the chambers that are affected. I think the office of the Speaker and all the other offices have not been touched, but you can rest assured that we are going to get expert advice.
Na tukiendelea kusonga mbele, ni huku kuna baraka za mvua, kuna rasharasha kiasi. Hata hivyo tunaendelea na magenge ya wahuni mjini Mombasa yamebuni mbinu mpya ya kuwaibia wakazi ambayo imewaacha polisi na wakazi vinywa wazi. Manake wanatumia mbinu ya kifaa cha umeme ambacho wanatumia kuwapiga watu kwa umeme kisha wanawaibia.
Ni mtindo ambao umeibua msisimko miongoni mwa wakazi wa mitaa tofauti ya Kisauni na Nyali, ambako kunasemekana kuwa maficho la eneo la operesheni la genge ambalo linatumia kifaa cha umeme ili kuwapora wenyeji. Kuna baadhi ya wakazi ambao wanasimulia walivyopatikana, wakisema kifaa hicho kinapiga kama umeme kiasi cha mtu kuanguka na hata kupoteza fahamu.
Kuna kitu wanatumia kama tochi hivi, wakikuguza tu nayo ukizirai wanakupora, wanakimbia na simu. Ama wanakimbia wanakuingiza mikono mfuko nini kile watapata tu wanaenda nayo.
Akasema wewe kuja hapa kwanza, kukaribia hivi wako na kitu ambaye mwili wako akikukaribia inasisimuka mwili mzima. unasikia kama ambayo roho yenyewe inapiga, unasikia kubabreti mwili mzima kama ambao unatetemeka, kama stima. Ukikugusa hivi kwa ngozi, unasikia kama mwili mzima inatetemeka, na hata ukiondoka unasikia kutetemeka bado.
Kifaa hicho kinauzwa katika baadhi ya maduka ya elektroniki eneo la Kongowea. Tulikitafuta hadi tukakipata kwa duka moja na iligharimu shilingi 1200. Mwenye duka alisema kwamba silaha hiyo inauzwa kwa usiri sana. Wenyeji wanasema visa vingi vinaripotiwa katika mitaa ya Vietnam, Bombolulu, Ziwa la Ng'ombe, Kisimani, Kambi ya Moto, Kwa Bulo na hata Mbungoni.
Kukakuja jamaa wawili wa pikipiki, moja amepakiwa nyuma na moja ni dereva wa pikipiki. Akasema kwamba yeye ni polisi. Bona wamevaa barakoa, hawakuweka kwa mdomo, wameweka chini ya mdomo. Kujeni hapa mpande juu ya pikipiki. Msichana akasema mimi siwezi kupanda kwa pikipiki. Kijana mdogo akapanda, wakakimbia na gas na wakakimbia na hiyo pesa, wakatoroka.
Wanaingia kwa manyumba, wanaingia kwa yule anampanda kwa room, wanampiga hiyo teza, wanachukua kama ni DVD, ni simu, ni gas, wanatoka nao mbio. Hiyo si imekuwa for the past 2 weeks zimekuwa kesi nyingi sana.
Unaendaga wanakuona kama huko umesimama. Huko umesimama anakuja mmoja, wa pili akija ndo wanatoa. Ndo wanakuramba. Mimi walienda na simu zangu 2.
Polisi eneo la Nyali wanasema wamepata ripoti kuhusu mashambulizi hayo na sasa wameanzisha uchunguzi ili kukabiliana na genge hilo. Aidha, wenyeji wanahofia usalama wao, huku ikisemekana kwamba genge hilo mara nyingi huwalenga kina mama na hata wafanyabiashara wa M-Pesa.
Unaweza shikisha mtu ako na pressure, mtu ambaye ako na ugonjwa wa moyo na akakufa hapo, ni hasara ama si hasara?
Kevin Mutai, NTV, Mombasa.
Na mtazamaji, na katika hatua ambayo itakufurahisha wewe kama mpenzi wa habari na mawasiliano, ni kuwa kampuni ya Nation Media Group leo imezindua mtandao wa Nation.Africa ambao sasa utawezesha kukita mizizi yake katika biashara ya mfumo wa kidijitali. Mtandao huu umezinduliwa wakati ambapo biashara ya ukusanyaji na usambazaji wa habari inaendelea kukita mizizi na kubadilika, huku wateja wa kizazi kipya wakipendelea mfumo wa kidijitali. Akizungumza katika hafla hiyo, waziri wa masuala ya mawasiliano Joe Musheru alisema kwamba kupitia uzinduzi huo kampuni ya Nation imepiga hatua mbele katika jitihada za kuboresha sekta ya mawasiliano nchini, na mtandao huu utawapa wateja wa Nation mkusanyiko wa habari kutoka humu nchini, barani Afrika na kutoka pembe zote za dunia.
Nation has grown this business to be number 2 media house listed in Africa. That's a big achievement for us.
You know, even if Nation Media Group, Dr. Giboro, is completely a private company in Kenya, for us as government, we are very proud of the nation.
I'm delighted to announce, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, that today's official launch of our digital brand, Nation.Africa, is the beginning of NMG's digital transformation journey.
We sought some of the best partners in the world. The team we used for this was from all over the world, and actually the best in this field. On the design area, we had a team from Netherlands by the name of Moro.
Now, in the fullness of time, our intention is to bring all our 69 brands and contain them within one branded house, with the intention of creating possibly the largest digital brand in media in Africa.
Na mtazamaji, basi Nation.Africa ndio makao yako kupata taarifa kemkem kutoka pembe zote za dunia. Toka tukienda mapumzikoni, kumbuka jarida letu ya jimbo tunakuletea kutoka hapa katika kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi, tukikujia kutoka eneo bunge hili la Chuka Igamba Ng'ombe, na tukirejea toka tukiangazia mengi kutoka kaunti hii, yakiwepo masuala ya elimu, hasa elimu ya chekechea na masuala mengine mengi tu ambayo tumekuandalia kutoka kaunti hii. Endelea kutazama NTV jioni.
FIDA Kenya is celebrating 35 years of promoting the rights of women and girls' rights in Kenya. Over the years, with the backing of strategic development partners and visionary leadership, we remain the premier women's rights organization in the country. As we navigate the season of COVID-19, we remain dedicated to dispensing vital legal and psychological support to our clients. You can now reach us on our toll-free number 0800 720 501. We are only a call away. FIDA Kenya, promoting the rights of women and girls in Kenya.
Mkate kweli ni selector, ukikula kwanza na kachai. Tunasema mkate gani tamu zaidi, wenye afya tele tena tosaidi, bei yake bado ni ile ile nafuu, unapatikana karibu na wewe selector. Mkate ni selector. And now, Selector comes with free Zesta Jam for a limited period of time.
So vile nasema, wacha nikubatie statistics. Niko na gamia 1,500. Tunakuwa drapo gamia na kuwa 6,000. 2,000 natengeneza leather, natengeneza viatu, wallet, kibeti, nauza hapa, na batia wewe 50%. Wacha niweke credit nikupigie.
Namna gani wewe? Hii mambo ya kuishiwa na credit kila saa? Come on. Nunua hiyo simu ya Vodafone. Calling fiber to fiber is 0 shillings per minute, and it is not expensive. Only 2,999 Kenya shillings.
Alo hali wa. Hata fadhali hiyo credit ikae ninunue simu basi.
Faibika leo na Vodafone for only 2,999 Kenya shillings. It will always be free to call fiber to fiber.
In Kenya, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. Brushing with Pepsodent removes bacteria and repairs tiny holes before they become cavities. Because every smile matters.
Just last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're continuing the conversation.
This person just turned me into their toy, and every evening, and it was, yeah, when I approached my mother about it, she slapped me.
What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations, and that is what Unscripted is about.
You know, when people say, oh, he committed suicide, yeah, that person who drives those big cars committed suicide. Mental health has got nothing to do with your economic status.
Naam, karibu tena mtazamaji, tutaendelea na jarida letu la jimbo kutoka hapa kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi, eneo la Chuka. Tunasema ni the Stronghold Edition, na tunaendelea kukupasha. Sasa tunaangazia sekta ya elimu, ambapo sekta ya elimu katika kaunti hii ya Tharaka Nithi kwa sasa imepiga hatua na kuanza maandalizi ya kuwapokea wanafunzi wa chekechea shule zitakapofunguliwa. Na kwa sasa walimu wa chekechea wanakutana takriban mara 3 kwa wiki ili kuandaa baadhi ya vifaa vya kusomea ambavyo wanafunzi hao watakuwa wakitumia shule zitakapofunguliwa. Na kaunti pia imewapiga jeki kuhakikisha kwamba walimu wanapata mafunzo na pia wanapata malipo kwa wakati ufao, na pia wamepata ajira kwa mpango wa kazi za kudumu na zenye marupurupu ya kustaafu maarufu permanent and pensionable. Wanafunzi hawakusanyiki tena kuimba nyimbo kama hizi. Sasa walimu wamelazimika kuimba wenyewe kuweka hai uhalisia wa maisha waliozoea. Hapa ni katika shule ya msingi ya Chogoria Complex. Ndani mna shule ya chekechea ya Chogoria inayotumika kama mojawapo ya vituo vya walimu wa chekechea kufanyia maandalizi yao wakisubiri kufunguliwa kwa shule. Shughuli kama hii inaendelea katika takriban vituo vingine 30 kwenye maeneo yote ya kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi, ambapo walimu kutoka shule za chekechea 434 zilizo katika kaunti hii wanakusanyika kwa maandalizi.
These teachers are preparing ahead because we thought that it's good to plan ahead. Now that schools are not open, we need to prepare materials, adequate materials, because that is one of the areas that we have suffered.
Saizi tumeweza kutengeneza mipira, beanbags, tumetengeneza nguo wakati tunasoma social environmental clothes we wear. Japo
hawafahamu shule zitafunguliwa lini kutokana na janga la corona, wanaamini msafiri ni aliye bandarini.
In this CBC era, we have had a challenge with enough materials, because CBC is more about doing, and we want these kids to be more creative, and that's why we are preparing learning materials for them, so that when they come back, they will find adequate materials and a very conducive environment for learning.
Serikali ya kaunti imepiga jeki mikakati yao kuhakikisha wanafunzi wanapata mafunzo yafaayo watakaporejea. Mojawapo ni kuhakikisha walimu wamewekwa kwenye mpango wa kazi kama wafanyikazi wa kudumu walio na marupurupu ya kustaafu.
In mid-July we were able to get our permanent letters and we are very happy. Wakati huu, for example, mshahara wetu haichelewi. Wanatuprovide na materials, wameweza kutusaidia na vitu kama glue, nyuzi za kushona na vitu zote ambazo tunahitaji.
Wanashauri kaunti nyingine kuiga mfano wao ili kutumia vizuri kipindi hiki ambapo wanafunzi wako nyumbani. Na mtazamaji, hatukuangazia masuala ya elimu pekee, tuliangazia pia masuala ya ufugaji, na ikiwa tu ni mwaka mmoja tangu serikali ya kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi kuanzisha mpango wa upandikizaji wa mbegu kwa ng'ombe bei nafuu. Sasa wafugaji wa ng'ombe katika kaunti hii wameanza kuona manufaa ya mpango huo, huku uzalishaji wa maziwa ukionekana kwenda juu. Vilevile serikali ya kaunti imetoa mpango wa chakula ambacho ni chakula cha ng'ombe kwa bei nafuu ili kupunguza gharama kwa wakulima na pia kuongeza faida. Mwanahabari wetu Melita Oletenge aliyevalia njuga taarifa hiyo.
Ni katika kijiji cha Nkabu, kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi. Afisa wa kupandikiza mbegu za ng'ombe amefika hapa baada ya kupokea simu kutoka kwa Elizafan Gitari, mfugaji wa ng'ombe. Kila hatua ya shughuli hii hufanyika kwa ustadi mkubwa ili kuhakikisha matokeo bora. Kwanza, joto la maji sharti liwe sahihi, na la pili, mbegu iliyochaguliwa na mkulima hutolewa kwa makini kabla ya kupandikizwa.
Hapo zamani tulikuwa na zinda sana, kwa sababu kitaka kupandiwa unaitiswa pesa nyingi sana, hata wakati mwingine unarukia kupandiwa wakati ile unafaa.
Kabla ya maafisa hao wa AI kupandikiza mbegu, mkulima anatakiwa kuchagua mbegu anayohitaji, na baada ya shughuli yenyewe hutakiwa kulipa shilingi 400 pekee kwa njia ya simu.
Unajua wakati wa zamani hatukuwa tunajua unapandiwa na mbegu aina gani. Unaita mtu akuja kukupandia na kupandia na ile anataka.
Huko Ndagani, mkulima Julius Gitonga anafurahia matokeo aliyopata kufuatia mpango huo wa AI, ndama wawili na maziwa kwa wingi.
The production of the milk from the mother to the new calves, it will be a high production.
The least cost of semen was about 2,000 shillings. County government has been able to subsidize that to ordinary semen going for 400 shillings.
Kutosheleza mahitaji ya mbegu kwa mfugaji wa ng'ombe ni sehemu muhimu ya ufugaji. Kwa mfano, ndama hawa ni mapacha. Ni faida maradufu kwa mkulima, hasa ikizingatiwa kutakuwa na uzalishaji zaidi wa maziwa.
Na sapata lita 32 ama 35 kwa ng'ombe mmoja. Kwa hivyo faida kwangu ninaona ni mzuri.
In every ward ya Tharaka Nithi kuko na namba ya inseminator. Inseminator ni mwenye anaweka mbegu.
Wakulima vile sasa wanapata chakula cha ng'ombe wao kwa bei nafuu ili kuhakikisha wanapata faida wanapouza maziwa. Serikali ya kaunti vile imetoa msaada wa jokofu za maziwa kwa wakulima.
The average production per farmer currently is about 5 liters, and the intention of government is to ensure that within a short time possible, within maybe 2-3 years, we should be able to shoot this production from 8 kilograms way to 10 kilograms per farmer.
Melita Oletenge, NTV.
Na maise maarifa hapo katika ufugaji. Na mtazamaji, si hayo pekee, tuliangazia pia sekta ya afya, na kaunti hii ya Tharaka Nithi imepiga jeki katika masuala ya afya kukabiliana na janga la corona nchini na kuhakikisha kwamba wakazi wanapata huduma bora za afya. Ni swala ambalo Kennedy Muredhi alilivalia njuga na kutuandalia taarifa ifuatayo.
Hospitali ya Chuka General ni miongoni mwa hospitali na zahanati ambazo zimepewa sura mpya tangu serikali ya Gavana Muthomi Njuki kushika hatamu za uongozi. Katika hospitali hii, ujenzi unaendelea. Hii kuashiria kuimarishwa kwa sekta ya afya, sekta ambayo imepewa kipaumbele maalum. Kando na ujenzi, serikali ya kaunti kwa ushirikiano na serikali kuu imeweka mikakati ya kupambana na virusi vya korona kwa kutenga wadi kadhaa kwa watakaopatikana na virusi vya korona.
We have a minimum of 345 beds, but we are capable of even escalating them. We have already identified them. They are ready. And we also have equipment to breathe for the patient. Because when you're talking about a person that is having difficulty in breathing, the so-called air hunger, you need to make sure that oxygen levels in the body are maintained.
Serikali hii pia imeshirikiana na wahisani na wadau wengine kuweka mashine za kusaidia kupumua kwa watakaohitaji kama inavyohitajika na serikali kuu.
We have centers where we manage COVID. One of them is Marimanti Hospital, which is a county hospital. We have also Magutuni Hospital. We have Kebonga Hospital. We have also faith-based institutions like Chogoria Hospital. We have St. Ursula Hospital. We also have a privately owned hospital called Komarok Modern Hospital. So we are working in collaboration with other partners because, as you know, health is something that even transcends government.
Katika eneo la CT scan, vifaa vya kisasa vilivyonunuliwa chini ya mwavuli wa MES zinaendelea kutumika huku vikijengewa eneo jipya. Mashine hii ya CT scan ni mojawapo ya zile za kisasa kabisa nchini.
In this region, it has the highest resolution, 64 slices, compared to most of the ones that are found within the country, which are most of which are 16 slices, even around our region.
Aidha, maendeleo haya yamewekwa katika maeneo bunge ya Tharaka na Mara.
When His Excellency Governor Muthomi took over the leadership of this county as a governor of the county, he quickly upgraded the power because it was required for us to move those digital imaging machines. We needed a power upgrade, which we have already done to 1,000 kVAs, and we are able now to do imaging of any part of the body.
Eneo hili ambalo linajengwa kwa sasa linafungua milango kwa madaktari pindi litakapokamilika, ikiwa njia moja ya kupunguza safari kwa wakazi katika kaunti zingine. Kennedy Muredhi, NTV.
Na mtazamaji, tu ni kionjo tu, tunaendelea kuangazia sekta mbalimbali katika kaunti hii, lakini kwa sasa kutoka hapa Reds Garden eneo la Chuka, kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi, tunakupeleka mapumzikoni, lakini kumbuka NTV jioni inaendelea.
Heaviness and a burning inside, it could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
Looking really good.
Death is inevitable, but that does not mean it's the end for your family. Protect them financially by getting the DTB Last Expense Cover. No need to break the bank when paying for the last expense cover. Enjoy premiums as low as 600 shillings per year. We know death can occur at any time, and that is why we will process all the claims within 48 hours. With the DTB Last Expense, you can cover up to 5 nuclear family members, including parents and parents-in-law.
The risk of illness causing germs is increasing. It is believed that the coronavirus can remain on surfaces in your home for up to 9 days. Touching infected surfaces is one of the ways in which germs spread. Regularly disinfect your floors, countertops, and kitchen surfaces with bleach, and use an effective toilet cleaner inside and outside your toilet bowl. This message is brought to you by Medifacts, JIG, and HAPIC.
Guy, unajua ukikula supa moja utakuwa na superpowers?
Let me try.
Jiamini.
Indomie, now available in chicken, beef, and Supermojo. Supermojo, Jiamini.
That was not my fault. No.
Mida sasa ya kudunda haraka upesi viwanjani. Niite Joshua Makori. Rais wa shirikisho la kandanda humu nchini FKF Nick Mwendwa amesema kabumbu itarejelewa humu nchini mwezi ujao baada ya kusitishwa mnamo Machi mwaka huu kwa sababu ya janga la homa ya corona. Nick alikuwa akipasua mbarika mapema leo katika kipindi cha NTV Sasa Mikiki.
Ministry ilitisha mpangilio wetu wa football. Monday inakuja tutawapatia mpangilio tutafanya nini. Tunatarajia kuanza training tena kuanzia tarehe 15 mwezi wa 9, alafu mwezi moja baadaye ligi kuu Betking Premier League itakuwa inaanza hapo katika tarehe 20 ama tarehe 25. Ministry tupatie go ahead basi tutafanya, lakini la muhimu kuelewa ni kwamba sasa lazima tutatest wachezaji wote katika hizo ligi zote. Watakwenda testing mara 2, watarudi sasa ndio waanze, kabla waanze training watakwenda testing, alafu ndio watarudi waanze waje kuanza kutrain. Baada ya hapo sasa tutaanza mechi, tutafanya protocol nzuri katika kila kiwanja. Hakuna fans kwa miezi zingine kadhaa, na lazima tufanye protocol nzuri, fumigation, na kuhakikisha kwamba tunafuata hizo protocol wachezaji wakicheza.
Tuangazia riadha sasa, na ni kwamba bingwa Olimpiki katika mbio za mita 1500 Faith Chepngetich analenga kuivunja rekodi ya dunia ya mita 1000 katika riadha ya Liga Almasi hii leo usiku jijini Brussels, Ubelgiji. Nyota huyu mwenye umri wa miaka 26 alitamba katika raundi ya kwanza ya Monaco ambapo nusura aivunje rekodi hiyo. Fancy Cherono wachezaji watatu zaidi kuambukizwa homa ya corona. Mlinda ngome wa mabingwa mara 5 wa kombe la dunia Brazil Marquinhos, mshambulizi wa Argentina Mauro Icardi na kipa Keylor Navas wamethibitishwa kuwa na corona. Tayari Neymar na raia wawili wa Argentina Angel Di Maria na Leandro Paredes wanayo corona na wako karantini tayari. Msimu wa mwaka 2020 na 21 wa ligi kuu ya Ufaransa umeshaanza tayari, huko PSG ikiwa ingali kucheza mechi yake ya ufunguzi dhidi ya Lens. Mabingwa wa dunia wa mwaka 2014 Ujerumani walitoka sare ya 1-1 na mabingwa mwaka 2010 hao ni Hispania ugani Mercedes-Benz katika mechi ya kundi A4 ya kuwania taji la makala ya pili ya ligi ya mataifa ya Ulaya. Timo Werner aliweka Ujerumani kifua mbele kunako dakika ya 51, naye Jose Luis Gaya alikombolea Hispania muda wa lala salama. Wakati huo Wales ililaza Finland 1-1 bila ajibu katika mechi ya kundi B4 iliyokuwa uwanjani Helsinki Olimpiki. Kefa Mo alitia kimiani bao hilo la pekee na la ushindi. Na kaitimisha lakini kama kawaida kama desturi kukuipia nimesemaje Ugisi umeingia ndani. Kukimbia tu siri haraka upesi ni kwamba kuishi kwa amani kunakupa imani kubwa katika maisha yako. Lala unaona tunaona kesho. Ulimi umekataa leo.
Naam, Shua Mukore mwebia siri na siaba tunasema kwamba imekuwa ni siku ya kwanza ya jarida la jimbo kutoka kaunti ya Tharaka Nithi, kaunti nambari 13. Tunasema ni the Stronghold edition kesho, na kesho kutwa penye uzima na uhai itakuwa tukikupakulia mengi zaidi. Mwendo wa saa 3 usiku mwenzangu Zainab, Ismail na Edmond Nyabola watakuwa nakuletea mengi zaidi, lakini kutoka hapa katika bustani hii ya Reds Gardens tunafungasha eneo hili la Chuka na kukuachia kuendelea kufurahia vipindi vyetu hapo NTV. Mimi ni Daniel Mule na kutakia usiku mwema wakazi wa huku, nawaambia tuonane royo.
This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
New Blue Band Mayonnaise. Made from natural ingredients with omega-3 and 6 to enjoy long-lasting freshness and natural taste unlike any other mayo. Grow healthy and happy kids with New Blue Band Mayonnaise.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child. When you buy a bar of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate, you can help change the story. That's because we will use part of the proceeds to donate milk to less fortunate children across our beautiful country. Let us come together and show the generous spirit that is inside of all of us. Cadbury Dairy Milk. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Guys, unajua ukikula supa moja utakuwa na superpowers?
Let me try.
Jiamini.
Wow. Indomie, now available in chicken, beef, and Supermojo. Giamini.
I have to admit, I didn't like Sukuma Wiki when I was growing up, but now I've created a way to make Sukuma Wiki tastier and meatier. I simply add 2 Royco beef cubes, and the end result is a rich, meaty flavor. And today, I have brought along my harshest food critics for a taste test. My kids.
More, please.
Royco beef cubes. Add 2 small cubes for a big, meaty taste.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated PG. It may contain scenes unsuitable for children under the age of 10.
The Wicked Edition, in association with Telcom, Kenya's most affordable data network.
Hello and welcome to the Wicked Edition. I'm Dr. Kingodu. We have a great show lined up for you. It's been a great week, except for Harmonize. Maze Harmonize alienda kujaribu hizi magames za wazungu kwa uwanja TZ in front of thousands of people at ziplining. Alishuka kama bei ya maembe. Hata kama ni kuingia na vishindo. Unaangukaje kama gunia? But anyway, we can all agree that tangu anze mziki hajawahi hit hivyo. Huko Tanzania sasa nasikia kwa ground ni Harmonize tu. Now after the incident, he posted the video on his Instagram page, akai caption, "Don't try this at home." Kwani Tanzania si kwao? Anyway, our guest for this episode is former Director of Digital Innovations and Diaspora Communications at State House, Dennis Itumbi is in the house. And speaking of digital, I have great vibes from Telkom Kenya in the form of great data bundle offers. Plus niko na 2,000 bob worth of airtime nataka kukupatia. But first, elders from the Tiriki community have called on the government to open the economy so that they can circumcise their boys whose maturity has been delayed by the pandemic. It's something they could have done virtually, lakini internet connections huko kwa mamsitu ni tiriki sana. But come to think of it, unajua tunaweza kuwa hapa tukiomba economy ifunguliwe na kuna maboi pale Tiriki wanaomba sana tusifunguliwe juu ile kitu wanaenda kupitia. NTV has covered the Tiriki circumcision, inakuanga event ya karibu mwezi mmoja. Haikuangi mchezo.
Kila kitu msituni huendeshwa kitamaduni, yakiwemo malazi, kwani badala ya kulalia godoro na kujifunika kwa blanketi, wao hulalia majani ya ndizi na kujifunika ngozi ya ng'ombe.
Ideally, circumcision is considered the transition from childhood to adulthood. Now, my basic understanding of maturity is that it's all about the mind, which begs the question, kwani akili ya mwanaume uko wapi? In other news, who knew that a time would come when the church would celebrate the sale of alcohol more than the drunkards? Well, these are the times, and the church is in South Africa, according to this story carried by NTV this week.
Liquor is the one that is connecting us with our God, because if I'm under the influence of liquor, I'm under the influence of the Holy Spirit at the same time.
Basically, in this church, anyone can be the most high. Hii ni kanisa kweli ama ni club inacheza gospel peke yake? Imagine if this church was to open a branch in Kenya. Kijana manze, wachana na pombe itakuwa, kuja nikupeleke kanisa. Na si huko ndio nimetoka. Imagine kuwekewa alcohol nje ya kanisa. Afade unataka kusema ujui tofauti ya Holy Spirit na wine and spirits. Mimi sio mlevi. Nikujazwa nimejazwa na roho. Haters will argue that these are sinners with self-esteem. Anima wenye dhambi wako na self-esteem issues. Una vile wewe unaweza enda mbele za Bwana kimangoto on Sunday. Unasema Bwana nimekuja mbele zako kama mwenye dhambi na mimi ni kiumbe dhaifu. Unasema dhambi zako zote ukiwa sober. Hawa waumini hawaezi. I'm not sure how this concept would work in Kenya, especially kwa ile party announcements. Kwa wageni wetu wa leo, mnaweza ongea na dada Agnes. Dada Agnes, amka kidogo, salimia watu hewani. Bas, yeye ndiye ako na opener. Mtu asijaribu kufungua pombe na meno. Walimu wa Sunday school tafadhali, last warning, ukichukua mziga ni yako peke yako. Amen. Now also during a virtual conference attended by the president this week on Monday, the Deputy President William Ruto's speech got interrupted after a technical hitch.
Our manufacturing program is a program that not only provides us the mechanism to solve our immediate problems, but it...
Well, we seem to have a slight challenge there with the signal of His Excellency, the Deputy President William Ruto.
As soon as this happened, pundits jumped into conclusions that the so-called system that has allegedly been against the Deputy President is Zoom. Kuna watu wanasema ati it's not unusual hustler kuishiwa na bundles, but mimi niko sure his history na bundles. This has nothing to do na kuishiwa na bundles. Aje. Itakuwa kuishiwa na bundles aje, na Telkom mara out here offering kitu kama 30 GB na 1000 bob only. 100 bob unapata 2 GB daily data bundles na bado inakuja na 2 GB night bundles, ama 60 bob peke yake uko na 700 MB inakuja na another 700 MB night bundles. Haiwezi kuwa story na bundles. Haters pia wanasema sio mara ya kwanza DP ameachwa hanging kwa meeting iko na president. This incident is probably an innocent mishap maze, but it has already been politicized. This just goes to prove that there is poor connection between the DP and the president. Vile nimesema, hii kitu labda ni itilafu tu kidogo ya kimitambo. Halafu pia niko sure vile nimesema, si bundles. Na usiwahi kubali kujipata kwa noma ya kama hii ya aibu ndogo ndogo juu ya bundles ukiwa na line ya Telkom kwanza. Usiwahi. Just dial *544# on your Telcom line for the most affordable data bundle packages. Last week kwanza niliuliza swali simple sana. Mkitembea na mtu mkiwa watu wawili, alafu uone pesa chini, alafu mwenzako aokote. Hiyo pesa ni ya nani? Mwenye ameona ama mwenye aliokota? I received some of the craziest responses. Na kama my personal favorite ilikuwa jamaa anaitwa Njaga Wanjala Wafula on my Facebook page. Alisema mse wa kuokota of course. Mimi nionyeshe beshte yangu dem super tukitembea kwa street, alafu yeye aende amuongeleshe na aingie box. Halafu mimi ni catch feelings. Na sikuwa na guts za kuenda kumuongelesha in the first place. Wewe ulisikia wapi? Jaga hiyo kitu ilinibamba sana, lakini credo inaendea mwenye alifollow instruction, which was very simple. The comment that most people agreed with, na mwenye alitag Telcom Kenya na at Dr_Kingori on Twitter na Instagram, at Dr.Kingori on Facebook. Hizo ndio zilikuwa instructions. So credo ya last week inaendea Kare Amor Reshni. Bado niko na makredo mob za kupeana, so stand by for details on the second part of the show. Now, they say the internet never forgets, or does it? And if it doesn't, then how comes it mostly remembers the negative, in my opinion? Now, there's a virtual organization in the corridors of the internet inaitwa Twitter DCI. Hawa kona file ya kila mtu. Juzi walifungua file ya Pauline Njoroge, and the rest is history. One tweet from her past where she criticized the idea of having a national park in the city cost her the appointment to the Tourism Regulatory Board. And this is just one example. How do people survive on these streets? For that and more, our guest Dennis Itumbi joins us on the other end of this short commercial break for more details on that and more. See you guys in a bit.
Heaviness and a burning inside, it could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
Do your gums hurt? Yeah. Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile? All that in one toothpaste? Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums. Ah, Colgate Herbal. Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
Lifebuoy is the world's first to report its sanitizers over 99.9% effective against the COVID-19 coronavirus. Keep using Lifebuoy or any sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Stay safe.
Oya ni aje, mimi ndo Jonte Fresh. Mimi ndio nimetambulika hii gikomba yote sekta ya manguo. Jumio transform nguo ordinary za mtush zenye ziuka mna hii harufu ya bale into the freshest igikosi yote. Siri ni hii Ariel mpya ya pink. Na kusho mtushi zinang'ara kung'ara kushinda kamera. So clean, so fresh. Ma customer unaisana na hii story. Ninatumia Ariel touch of down ya mpya tu.
Find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
You are watching The Wicked Edition in association with Telkom, Kenya's most affordable data network.
Welcome back to the Wicked Edition. I'm Dr. Kingori, show nzito tena kama kawaida. Leo tunataka kujua ile concept ya the internet never forgets. What does that even mean? And who better to talk about that than a digital strategist? Dennis Itumbi, karibu sana.
Asante.
Ama
ni daktari.
Salamu ya COVID. Unajua siku hizi tunasalimia pasta hivi na mko tu sawa. Anaelewa it's for their own safety.
Yes.
Karibu sana mazee tena after very many years.
Nashukuru.
It's 3 years. In fact, it's almost 4 years since you were last here.
Amen.
Manze, long time.
Good.
Digital strategist, ni nini kwanza?
Digital strategy is a concept of bringing new media into a space of communication. Just like the way you bring comedy into programming. Yes.
Si ati kufunza watu kutweet.
But tweeting is just a means to an end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nikisema the internet never forgets. Tulikuwa na example hapa ya Pauline Njoroge. Alitweet kitu about Nairobi National Park. Kuna kitu inaitwa Twitter DCI. Wakaenda wakamfungulia file bila amepewa appointment, wakuja wakaivuruta. Is that a fair way to judge people?
Well, first of all, let me say first on the concept of internet forgets. I think as we speak today, the internet actually forgets. What we are trying to do now is saying that the natural curve of growth should not happen, because you have to be very careful about what you do now. You should not express your thoughts now as you wait for a future that is going to be determined by a past. I mean, surely we must allow the natural growth of especially at some age, you should be able to express yourself, say what is in your mind then. It does not necessarily represent what you believe later. I mean, I believed for a very long time that the sweetest fruit was oranges. I probably today believe lemons are. So if I tweeted oranges were, and now today I believe they are lemons, it doesn't constitute an issue that should be judged by what I held in the past and what I hold now.
But as someone who's been a fan of oranges, interesting choice of Nini. I believe you're not a fan of oranges that much.
Yeah.
But if someone would argue that for a position that requires lemon people, it's not convenient for you to be a lemon person now that they need lemon people, and you have previously held a public opinion, a public stand that you are an oranges person.
Only if they have a remote control on live and they use judgment if they take me back to the orange when I used to have the orange at 12, 13 years and not forward to what I am now. You must be able to judge people to what they believe and hold now. Yes, there's some waiting aspect of what I've held in the past, but it should not overrun what I stand for now.
Okay. Have you had an experience on social media in a way that thing you've experienced, you're being judged by something you said in the past, being brought back after you changed your position?
Yes, I've had several. And my position has always been that it's only, in that famous phrase, that it's only fools who don't change their mind.
Okay.
However, there are some fundamental philosophical positions that I have not changed over time. For instance, I've always held that journalistic sources are sacred. So when they arrested John Girashu, who then worked for The Nation, and claimed it's because they wanted to know his sources, even if I was at the heart of decision-making in State House, I stood in that meeting and said, journalist sources are sacred. And even if the entire government at the time was fashioned to believe that this person should be arrested and put through a court process, I joined editors and fellow journalists in saying that journalistic sources are sacred. So there's some philosophical positions that do not change over time. One of the other things that have been brought up is that during General Miguna's eviction, which was actually against court orders that have been issued against government, and I have since apologized to Miguna, and he has accepted the apology publicly. However, there was a small aspect that keeps coming up, that I held that police were right in ejecting journalists off the place where they were filming. And I still hold that today because it's a philosophical position. Great airports in the world have a place where filming is done. You cannot have an airport where you are allowed to just film wherever you want and in whatever way you mean and in whatever form you just put a camera and move. There has to be regulations in an airport.
But hata kama ni regulations, I don't think the police were proper because you yourself inaitwaje behaved properly in that instance. Na wewe pia mwenyewe you've been a victim of police twice, I know of. Ya kwanza ni ile walikufanyia mambo yao usiku.
18 policemen, rain blows, they start kicking. What kind of people are this? I'm even shocked with police. They would rather even have arrested me and put me in the cell. And my only mistake is to go to a public police station to pick my car.
And then the next one was ile kwa podium when the president was talking. Do you know these people? Because you've been in government. When you walikuinua juju behind the scenes, do you know them?
During the BBI launch? That's
yes,
what you're referring to?
Yes.
I mean, those are normal things. You see, when in a presidential function, the security of the president comes first. So in the event a policeman thinks that at the moment the presidential security is compromised, they have a right to take away everyone. And it happens every day, only that it doesn't happen on camera. Only that on this instance, I was on camera. They pull people, it doesn't matter their rank and designation. I mean, I've seen even senior people in the position I was holding being pulled away. So I mean,
so you went there knowing that would happen?
No. Actually, I was just actually leaving. That day I was actually leaving.
And
I was seated. Yeah, exactly. Which is a good thing. I mean, some moments are good. I mean, being pulled here, being pushed there, being pulled here, being pushed there. Those are part of life.
But how does that make you
feel? You read
right?
my book because it has some anecdotes that just some small bits of stories that make it interesting, such as those. So I mean, without those experiences in life, your life is not. It's like adding salt and Royco.
Food will still make you feel. The president knows you in person. You have, I believe, do you have access? Do you have the president's phone number?
We speak even today.
You speak even on phone, sindio? Wakati wanakuinua na kubeba juju na president, ukisema president, as in,
I'm not the president, so I am, other than the president, who would have an issue when they are pulled with, or the deputy president. The rest of us are just people around there who have access to power and who are doing something, including the policemen. So today I'm pulled away. Tomorrow even a policeman will be pulled away. So I don't worry about those smaller things in life. They are just, as I've told you, they're just like a good meal. A good meal will still be prepared and get cooked and get served with or without Royco or salt.
We live in a world, people are so quick to capture a moment than deal with the moment. I'm sure if the president had turned, hata yangetoa simu wa record. As in, that's what life has become, Sai. Yes. Like, is that a bad thing? Ama that's basically what life is. Because our people argue, you are an advocate of mambo ya journalism. One of the stories I've been told is I believe you know this story as a journalist. Most people when you interact kwa hizi circles anajua about someone who found a hungry kid on a famine, a photojournalist, and then he clicked away. Mpaka the kid died, and then akakuliwa na vulture. So the question was, should this journalist have helped that child, ama he did the right thing because the world got to talk about it?
There is a rule of spin. The rule of spin is this: get all the facts first, and then spin your way. So in that particular story which I've had, the facts are not fully revealed. Was this kid suffering from, so that even if he gave water, he would probably just have accelerated the process of death. Probably if he gave food, the kid would have died anyway. What were the issues first? So could the journalist have solved? It is an if-if situation. But I know that story, that even in journalism school, we are taught if you're behind a bus and that bus is carrying your parents and it rolls, your first instinct as a journalist would be to take the photos and then try and see whether your parents have survived and pull them out. So that is what you would call journalism school and its past. Of course, that has since been updated because journalism has also become an aspect of citizen journalism. A journalist who tells a story when they are saving people or when they are helping a kid who is hungry has a better impact on a story than a journalist who just tells their story and keeps a distance between the issues and the camera. So that has, of course, evolved over time. But that was the teaching in journalism school that I also went through.
What would be your advice on how people should behave on the internet? Should you behave na idea futuristically like, mimi maze labda naweza enda kutafuta job siku moja hii tweet nichomee. Ama you should just be yourself, you will change in future.
I always say this, be yourself. Express yourself. Fear no one. State facts. Only put out that which you can defend, even in the biggest court of law. And do not worry if you've spoken the truth. Do not worry what the other, or whatever they switch on and off in the darkness, because eventually the truth will stand out.
I saw a story in terms of cloud judgment ya mtandao. Smita, he was accused of rape years ago. And then he sued actually for defamation. Later, ikakuwa, niaje, it wasn't. Unaget? So, kuna mtu, vile nasema, someone somewhere, never actually knows and got to interact with the information. Niaje, he was exonerated. He actually won the case and stands to be paid. Unajua, the idea the internet never forgets, and coincidentally, they never forget the negative things mostly. Hiyo ndio algorithm.
Yes, the algorithm is set for the negativity. That's what I was telling you. When people insult or talk negatively about you, you should actually encourage them to continue because it actually places you better. The index on the search engine makes you better. Let me put it this way. For Smita's case and many other cases, there's something called search engine optimization, which they should invest in to ensure that the index of negativity does not reflect on the search engine. However, Google publishes every year an annual report of transparency. So for instance, in 2019, Kenyan government requested Google to bring down one article, and that is put up there. When you go Google on that, you'll get it. Every country has requested, and even individuals have requested to Google to bring down stuff, and they listen. I've given you a few examples at the beginning of this, and Google actually brings it down. I mean, you have had the case of Kenya Governor Anne Waiguru, and she was facing the NYS issue. She sued Google and got some orders to bring down a few things. So it is possible to engage. That's actually true. Yes, it is true. You can Google it up. It is true that you can actually engage search engines with a purpose of bringing down the negativity. So the issue of internet does not forget, that's what I told you, is not cast in stone. It is actually, it's actually more of a phrase in a myth as opposed to a reality.
So you can actually decide to delete yourself from the internet if you can afford it.
Not only afford it, if you can engage. I mean, Google doesn't charge you for bringing down a case that you have legitimately done.
Okay. That said, you are also of the opinion that your negativity is actually good for a brand.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say something a bit controversial. Fake news is not necessarily bad. It depends on how you use it.
How so?
I will encourage your listeners, after maybe this show, to go in and look for something called The Shade. The Shade was a non-existent hotel in London. So this guy went to TripAdvisor and started saying how it is a serious hotel and gave a number. And people started calling the number, they would say it's fully booked. Remember, it did not exist. And then he would give some cuisines and some recipes that were being done there and some photos in his garden. And people believed this is the most expensive place because it was always fully booked. Even on Valentine's Day, you could not get it. And then he would get one or two celebrities and influencers who they would take photo with, and he would say they were The Shade. Within a year, The Shade was #1 on TripAdvisor. And after becoming #1 on TripAdvisor, and there are too many clients, he then now made The Shade outside the garden of his house, which was a small house, and so started out. So you see, fake news delivered an income for someone. So there is a way that fake news can be used to, I mean, just find out how much this world spent on fighting fake news just the last 2 years. We are talking of billions of dollars. So, Kingori, if you've not made anything out of even 0.005 of the billion of dollars, your work is just to fight fake news and not to use them for something that can add value to you.
Ah, okay. Sawa sawa basi. Last word go to whatever my supporters were, you know.
I'll say this. The digital space was aimed at, you can use it to enhance yourself. Don't spend too much time debating whether or not it's good or bad. Engage. then do not be told that there are things you should not do and there are things you should do. There are people who you should not expose and there are people you should expose. And do not agree to take what I hear is 527 shillings paid to influencers and content creators. Go for it, create a business out of it, write it down, structure it, make money out of it, make a career out of it. One of the things we made on awards in government was to ensure that digital strategy is accepted as a scheme of service. So today you can be employed as a blogger, as a digital strategist, as an digital analysis officer within government.
Meme lords is actually a thing now, but I don't want to question whether meme lords will see heaven. People who follow my page know that that's the headquarters of some of the sweetest and most entertaining comments ever. But now, kwa hii mambo ya kupeana airtime na Telcom, I have 2,000 bob worth of airtime nataka kupeana, na the instructions are very, very simple. Tukiongea na Deno hapo, I mentioned a story, and I like to hear your opinion on that. Just an answer, and the answer that people will agree with the most. A journalist goes and finds a hungry child. Akapiga picha, mpaka umtoi akapass na hunger, and he shared the pictures, and people came out, donors wakakam kutoa do kwa sababu the hunger situation, they got the message ya hunger situation. So there's a divide. Kuna watu feel the journalist should have actually went out na akasaidia mtoi akampatia maziwa na maybe kitu ya kukula. Na kuna other people who feel the journalist ali make more impact by taking the pictures and saved more life instead. Which one is the argument that holds water? The answer ama the response that most people agree with na kupatia credo ya 2,000 bob ya Telcom. Make sure ukiwa pale Twitter, tag at Telcom Kenya, at Dr_Kingori on Twitter and Instagram, at Dr. Kingori on Facebook, that's Dr. Kingori. Alafu na all the other platforms, make sure.
TikTok.
Nivo tu, yes?
Hakuna TikTok.
TikTok, watu wa TikTok, by the way, watu wa TikTok pia wanahitaji bundles, ndio?
Kabisa.
But TikToks in 15 seconds wanaweza kwa ametujibu kweli. Aya, TikTok, anywhere, just tag at Dr_Kingori. Niko kwa hizo platforms zote, hata TikTok ni vile si dancingi. Mi dance kwa Instagram. But anyway, tuende kazi. Otherwise, Deno, asante sana kwa kukam show. Always a pleasure having you on board. That's it for the Wicked Edition. See you next week. My name is Dr. Kingori.
The Wicked Edition in association with Telcom. Kenya's most affordable data network.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
I could be powerful, beautiful, and unstoppable. That's who I am.
We cannot wait to have you on NTV from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for Tin Republic this Saturday. It's been such a fun ride having Sky Girls KE on the show. And this week we are doing something bigger, something interactive, and something that needs you.
Unstoppable, yeah, be ready to roll, yeah.
It is a True to Me cover challenge by Karoon, courtesy of Tin Republic and Sky Girls KE. So do not miss out. Make sure to send in those videos of you singing to Karoon's song True to Me to win Sky Girls KE merchandise and also be featured on Tin Republic. Giving you nothing but great vibes, good conversation, and of course, great music.
We are Nation, Africa's independent media brand. We are committed to empowering all Africans, from the young to the old, from the curious to the educated, and from the heart of the cities to the rural areas. We are Nation. Join us, because if you want to get far, you do it together. Nation, empower Africa.
My name is Jonathan Jackson, and I'm the chairman of Jonathan Jackson Foundation. This foundation mainly is to help young people and youth who are less privileged. We bought a football club called Nairobi City Stars. That team of people, and of course the foundation team as well, we have been identifying who is really, really sick, who really is elderly, and who are really in need of assistance and food. We call it the Jenga Jirani Initiative because it is all about supporting our neighbor.
NTV, turning on your world.
And we are live. Welcome to it. It is TTTT, the hashtag at the Trend Live on social media. My name is Amina Abdurrabba. I cannot wait to find out who will be part of the show tonight. My panelists this evening, I can see one of them in studio. I cannot deal with some of these guests that we have on this show. However, you get to find out who it is that I am talking about. Let's start off by finding out what are some of the biggest stories that trended this week. Konde Boy had a seemingly scary incident during his performance in Dar es Salaam. Is this a good example of, from grace to grass? I don't know.
Bottles of their favorite alcoholic beverages in hand, gleeful worshippers walked into a thatched roof hall.
Welcome to Gabola Church, which celebrates the drinking of alcohol. We drink for deliverance. We are drinking for the Holy Ghost to come into us, as they say. Stick around for more.
It's the health of our livestock, be it malaria.
On Sunday we went for
yesterday. It's the health of our livestock.
President Uhuru Kenyatta's virtual speech was on Monday interrupted after a participant failed to mute his microphone. All right, let's get to meet them. We've got weighing 1,000 pounds. I'm kidding. It was supposed to sound like a joke, and I don't know. I feel like it's not a joke anymore. I'm talking about Daddy Mato. Daddy Mato. Hello, Terence. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
How are the both of you? I hope you had a great week. I hope you've been sanitizing and social distancing.
Yeah. And socializing, distancing.
Okay. Mato?
Social distancing.
Have you been?
Mimi niko sawa, nashukuru Mwenyezi that I am alive and well. It's been an amazing week.
Yes.
Naam. Mato leo uko wapi? Kwani uko garage?
Terence.
Hii corona watu wanafanya kazi.
Anafanya night shift on Friday. It's true actually. Na pia sijui mulifanya na nini na ule mse wako wa kinyozi, lakini si umtafute kidogo tu.
Oh, you have a new character coming.
Yes. For a movie,
Relax,
it's a role.
Relax.
It's a role for a movie.
No. Hali iko hivi tu. Ni stima tu imeamua tu kucheza tu left, lakini kazi lazima ichapwe. Lazima ichapwe.
Lipa token bro.
Tu mahali kwa
ati uko garage. Yes, asili.
Hakikisha tumbo hainisokoti. Naomba tu tumbo isinisokote nikiwa hapa ndani ya gari pekee.
Usijaribu, itakuwa news. Tutabreak hii kwenye breaking news.
Wow. How
artist suffocates himself with his own poison. Self-induced.
Oh my God. Time of death was exactly 13 minutes past 8 p.m.
Msanii auawa na mshuto wake.
Sisi ni washenzi, guy. Anyway, listen.
Yeah.
Rajab Abdul Kahali, aka Harmonize, fell from a zip line. I don't know if you guys saw this, as he made a grand entrance at a show in Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam. Harmonize was the lead act at the Young African Sports Club Day as they were celebrating. And, you know, it was held on Sunday. Despite the fall, it remains unknown whether the Konde boy sustained any injuries as he went ahead to give a commendable performance. You know the way you fall and then you tell people, Kosan, and then you like cry later or you feel bad later. But he did a great show, so I don't know.
Konde boy apigwa konde na show lake mwenyewe.
Wow, that was...
It is very sad, but actually...
Is it sad?
It's very sad.
He seems like, I don't think he seems like he was not injured at all. He doesn't seem hurt.
Hawezi.
Okay.
Hii ni kama vile unaweza kukitembea tawa alafu nini ende lunch ujifanya haujaona. So lazima maana pale kuna maadui wanangojea wanasubiria kuona akianguka, hawawezi kubali kuonesha kwamba ameumia. Lazima amuke, asonge mbele, ameze uchungu, asonge.
I hope he was not hurt rather. Mato, did you see the video?
Yes, and it seems as if he was not hurt, as much as it might have been a bit traumatizing to think that he was actually going to get hurt. That is why probably alikuwa akiimba inasemekana ni kama amechoka, ni kama ameshtuka. But then with grand entrances na kiki, it could go either way. So anahitaji kuwa tayari.
No, this Mato Ujamaa aliumia Mato, tusidanganyane. This guy alipumua and then he was tired. By the time anamaliza hiyo zipline na iko inamteremusha, alikuwa anatumia mikono yake mwenyewe. Anajikakamua na anajipiga moyo konde. Huyu konde boy. But
what is wrong with you? I'm trying not to laugh.
No, I'm not trying to laugh. Hivi bwana kaka najua unaitazamia NTV lakini sikucheki. But what I would say is, why don't you rehearse? Like the way sisi ufanya huko Las Vegas, California, Hollywood.
They do, or like when Chris Brown
rehearse,
in LA. I think they do, but sometimes, like Mato has said, it can go either way. You never really know. Sometimes you can rehearse for days and it could go left. There's a percentage, there's a chance, however slim, that it could still go left. So since you're there to take 100% of the glory, well, I guess when things don't work out, you should still take it on the chin, as they say, right?
Ni kama mimi kwa nyumba nilikuwa nimesha set up mataa, niko ready kuanza show, alafu stima zikatrip. Bas, ndio hiyo mimi kwa gari na kasimu.
Bro, lipa token. There's a difference.
Backlight ni simu ingine.
Make it work. Thank you very much. You know what? It's all about the effort, Macho, and that will not go unnoticed.
Yes, like the way we noticed Konde Boy.
Oh gosh. All right, so now welcome to Gabola. This is a church, Gabola Church, which celebrates the drinking of alcohol. The South African church was started 8 months ago and has found an enthusiastic following. We are a church for those who have been rejected by other churches because they drink alcohol. Gabola's founder and self-declared Pope, Tietsi Makiti, told the Associated Press. Gabola Church is established to redeem the people who are rejected, who are regarded as sinners. We drink for deliverance. We are drinking for the Holy Ghost to come into us. Terence.
It is Gabola.
Oh, Gabola.
Hii ni zile cha zinazanga kabla tujaanza service. Tafadhali tuanze na kuclear bill ya last time. Ndugu Zakaria, lipa bill zako mbili. Pastor ulisema wasichana wa kwaya waitishio mzinga, tulipie tafadhali. And then you know the funny thing, I don't know why people, when people get high, Pastor, they are always laughing na wana feel ticklish. Sema na tuombe. Baba.
They're like, Joe Mushiri, lead us in a word of prayer. Okay. Baba.
Chita tena.
Finally, a church that respects and values what Terence is all about.
You're right. I'm all about water.
That if you made it down to South Africa, hey, you will enjoy. Hey, you will enjoy. And the thing is, hey, they do not take any offering. Yeah. They do not.
They don't.
They do not take.
They don't.
The only thing that any person is supposed to do, hey, is to come with their own beer.
Oh, it's a
They come with their
BYOB.
own-
Bring
and you
your
have
own-
your service. You come with your own spirit, literally. Come with your own spirit, church.
Listen.
How many services do they have? Service ya kwanza ni ya bia, ya pili ni ya makadi. Hii church inaka our ushers ni wale mademo wanakuaga na hizi vitu za tots.
Bas.
Praise the Lord, brother.
Oh, praise
what
the
do you
Lord.
want?
I can't deal with you guys. What? Yes,
venye huku kanisani kucompare inakuwa ni how big your tithe is. Huko ni umekuja na makalie na gani?
Unakuja na mzinga ngapi?
How big your thigh is? How big your thigh is? Anyway, listen, tell us what you think about it at The Trend Live on Twitter. Hashtag is TTTT. We're going to be right back. We have to pay some bills, but don't go too far.
All day, we expect our mouth to do all kinds of things. That is why it needs all-round protection. New Oral-B Pro Health toothpaste. Its advanced technology helps prevent both tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your teeth, giving them all-round protection. Because your mouth is doing more than you think. New Oral-B Pro Health. All-round protection for your whole mouth.
Good.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
Death is inevitable, but that does not mean it's the end for your family. Protect them financially by getting the DTB Last Expense Cover. No need to break the bank when paying for the Last Expense Cover. Enjoy premiums as low as 600 shillings per year. We know death can occur at any time, and that is why we will process all the claims within 48 hours. With the DTB Last Expense, you can cover up to 5 nuclear family members, including parents and parents-in-law.
Melissa? Mom, it's Dad's birthday today. I'm giving him a party just like he gives me.
Nothing makes a mother more proud than seeing her child growing up. But I know that as she learns to care for others, she'll face even more germs and the risk of illnesses.
That's why you need strong Dettol protection. Just 1 cup of Dettol protects your home and family from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Just last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're continuing the conversation.
This person just turned me into their toy and every evening, and it was, yeah, when I approached my mother about it, she slapped me.
What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations, and that is what Unscripted is about.
You know, when people say, oh, he committed suicide, yeah, that person who drives those big cars committed suicide. Mental health has got nothing to do with your economic status.
And welcome back. All right, so now via that hashtag TTTT at the Trend Live. Terence, what are people saying?
Hapa yangu ina load bado.
Oh my gosh, Terence.
I don't know what is wrong with this
Oh
phone.
my God.
I
You
need a
couldn't
new
even have
phone.
pretended. You couldn't even have been like, we are getting tweets.
No, I'm real.
But
No.
right now, you know, what do you mean it's still loading?
Okay,
Terence?
it is still loading because there are a lot of replies, and in a few minutes, I'll be getting back to you with a lot of responses from Kenyans.
Whatever,
but what I
man.
know right now is that everybody is watching TTT. Back to you,
Whatever, man.
Amina.
Listen, whatever, you stop, okay? But just, you know, send those tweets. I will be reading them. Send them to my tweet, my Twitter handle, at Amina Ruba, and at The Trend Live as well. As I let you know about NMG and how we have now officially launched our digital transformation journey as we reposition ourselves, Nation Media Group, from a regional multimedia powerhouse in legacy media platforms to a modern digital media pan-African brand with that global reach. So please do go to nation.africa. We have an exciting virtual photo booth, by the way, for all of the viewers. So please do join in. The launch was earlier today. So please do go to nation.africa/empower to experience some exciting photo games. So I already had a picture. That's exactly, if you just pull it back again, Mike, so that we can show them when you go to the site, this is the kind of picture that you'll have. You can go back to your gallery. You don't have to take the picture right there and then, and there we go. So then that's the kind of picture that you would have, and it will be there right on nation.africa. So go ahead and join in and have some fun. All right, so now as we move on, President Uhuru Kenyatta's virtual speech was on Monday interrupted after a participant failed to mute his microphone. Now, the president was presiding over the closure of the COVID-19 conference on Zoom that involved stakeholders drawn from across the country. As he was in the middle of his speech, the man by the name Hubert Pear was heard talking in the background. This Zoom meetings can cost you a good deal, but I don't know how that happens in those important meetings as well. But this has happened to all of us. So if you've not yet had a chance to listen to it, so listen in.
It's the health of our livestock, be it malaria.
No, Sunday you went for fire. Yesterday.
Thank you. I'm finishing if that's what your problem is.
Which place are you going there?
Who am I talking to? Herbert Pa, somebody. Nyamaza kidogo nimalize ile nasema.
He's like, hata sijali kama unasikia lugha ya Kiswahili au la, ngoja mimi nimalize. You cannot just interrupt me. Mato, these Zoom meetings, by the way, hey, things just happen.
Mato anatupitisha hapa.
Uhuru's face was very clear. By the way, nina feel. Especially sasa kama venye niko hapa, at sometimes siwezi jua ni nini inaendelea huko kwa studio. So si huko sure kama Amina amehang ama Terence ameweka kidole kwa mapua jihangia hapo.
Amina ako juu ya taa. Let me inform you.
I'm swinging on the chandelier. I'm swinging on the chandelier. That's what I'm doing right now.
Alafu tumewekewa chakula hapa mbele na wine. We are having good time, bro.
Yeah, the studio is lit. Trust me, we're having a great time. We're having a great time. So just tell us what you think about the leak, the audio leak.
Now, these people should know how to use Zoom. As much as, by the way,
like the way you know how to use it. Mato, utanyamaza nimalize.
Using all this
history ya Zoom ina affect.
Ulikuwa unaongea?
Hakuna.
Tunaona sasa kama venye sai.
Just continue talking, Mato. Continue talking. We can hear you.
Martin Pa.
Martin Pa. You're fine. Just continue talking, Mato.
Can you hear me? So the president's frustrations were very clear. By the way, watu wajue kutumia Zoom. I think kumeanza kunyesha. So I'm sure labda network yangu itaanzia kumisbehave tena.
Sometimes I cannot. How? Wow. But anyway, okay, great. So far, Janesha, nahenyeshi kwa studio Terence. So is this Zoom meetings ushaijaibisha so far?
I think it's a Zoom meeting. It's a new normal for all of us because we don't know how to use it. And hata mimi mtu nahurumia ni sign language interpreter. Alishindwa nafaa kuambia watu nini na ni nini inaendelea hapa. Then I really wished uwe jamaa angeendelea ku distract His Excellency for the next 30 seconds. Ndiye ajue Wakenya wapendangi ujinga.
That's true.
That's true.
That is very true.
Ange extend kidogo. Juu unajua pia nani baba alikuwa ameanza kufunguka akajua mimi sitaki kujua kama unajua Kiswahili.
Yeah, that's how you know. Let me tell you. We all have that one language that's our crutch when you're mad.
Yeah.
So, you know, everyone just has, whether it's English, whether it's Swahili, whether it's
Somali,
Borana, whether it's... Kumetoka. Nakwambia. You know, I cannot pronounce the P and the B, just know things are thick. It's very true. I just switched to Borana. I just that, yani, you know, but the things are about to happen. All right, so now this week drama unfolded during a memorial service. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see this. Now, there was a tombstone designer known as Kitsane, the sister, took to the podium to vent her frustration, and it didn't sit well with the family. Just have a look.
Lebohang was in pain. It turns out his wife had brought a man into the house. Please, don't you dare. That's it. That's it. Cannot. She brought a man into my brother's house. She brought a man into my brother's house. Lebohang was in pain. It turns out his wife had brought a man into the house. Please, don't you dare. That's it. That's it. Cannot. She brought a man into my brother's house. She brought a man into my brother's house.
Why didn't they just turn off the sound? Why, number one, and then also, why do people do these things at, you know, at funerals? You know, you just get to, already the wife is mourning. You don't know how people's relationships are. I mean, I don't know. Unless maybe it was really out there that this, you know, this lady was disrespectful and she was, you know, everyone knew she was cheating and 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, in fact, before we even get into this story, so there is a man in Australia. His job is to go and break stories or news or settle scores of people, but his clients have already passed on. So he just goes to that funeral. You see him before, when you know you're going to die, you go see him before, you're like, me, by the way, can you die? So people would come and they'd be like, so this person was gay and they wanted you to know. And that time the wife is just sitting there like, wow, my whole life was a lie. Mara, he comes, he just, you know, he talks, he just says things. So I don't know if this is the right place to settle scores, but Terence, what do you think?
You know, that when I'm seeing that thing, I remembered what Mheshimiwa Sonko said in Anis, the late Mazishi. So, but what my opinion would be, why don't you, mbona usimuite kando useme, uliumiza ndugu yangu, but I know, inategemea pia labda, mahali pia bibi alikuwa amewafikisha. Maybe it was a pain, probably, alikuwa a pain to the late. So, sistaki akaona, nisipo isemea hapa. Sitawahi sema tena, because and you're asking mbona wako mute mic, because you don't expect in a funeral, you don't expect somebody to say such words. Na yeye amejiami vizuri akajua wacha nisemee hapa ndio mkae mkijua. But I think people should have some respect, and as much as you are a sinner or whatever you are doing, just respect the moment. You don't respect those people, just respect the person that is being laid. Akimaliziwa hivi, sasa fungua kitabu yako. And me that guy of Australia, siwezi mpata.
Huwezi mpata?
Wacha, series zingine wacha nikufe nazo.
Okay, but so Macho, we're going to hear your opinion right after the break. I'm so sorry, we have to take a short break. And when we get back, by the way, we're going to be talking all about Oppo. Find out what I've got in store right after the break. You're watching TTTT.
heaviness and a burning inside. It could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
I have to admit, I didn't like Sukuma Wiki when I was growing up, but now I've created a way to make Sukuma Wiki tastier and meatier. I simply add 2 Royco beef cubes and the end result is a rich, meaty flavor. And today, I have brought along my harshest food critics for a taste test. My kids.
More, please.
Royco beef cubes. Add 2 small cubes for a big, meaty taste.
In Kenya, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. Brushing with Pepsodent removes bacteria and repairs tiny holes before they become cavities. Because every smile matters.
May the chef who prepared 2020 please take it back to the kitchen. Throw 3 whole potatoes in it to suck the saltiness. Cause dang, I don't care if we're halfway through it. This doesn't count. Tuseme basi tuko half time. Let's hashtag cancel 2020.
We all are looking for products to protect ourselves from viruses, but not all products protect us. Did you know that using Dettol soap and water protects against viruses? Many viruses are surrounded by an envelope with receptors that enable them to enter a human cell and cause infection. Dettol soap destroys the outer layer of the virus and effectively removes it. Protect your family from the spread of viruses with Dettol. Dettol cleans and is now tested and proven to be effective against COVID-19 virus. This has been Medivax for Dettol.
This is NTV.
Tonight, EACC trying to find a cure for the cancer. And Jubilee Vice Chair David Murathe faces the stinging accusations on his involvement.
We've got evidence that Wilbrod transferred shareholding of this company to associates of the Deputy President.
Also tonight, Mombasa shocked by taser-wielding robbers, raining terror on them.
Kuna kitu wanatumia kama tochi hivi, wakikuguza tu nayo ukizirai wanakupora, wanakimbia na simu.
Plus,
like time and time again, it will be worth your watch.
Join us as we explore the county of Tharaka Nithi, starting tonight and all through this weekend.
And on Bullseye,
Good morning, sir.
Fred's journey to the land of the unafraid.
Kenya iko na sarakasi ya maajabu.
This is your tuwezi kuogopa kazi. The art of throwing oneself under the bus.
It's good you give us names for the record.
We've said the Honorable Mutahi Kagwe, as a CEO, I did not work under any pressure.
And the case of Mbadi, Obado, and the bad Migori has to offer.
To have the governor of Migori County impeached.
Mbadi.
Disinfect and protect your home with Jik. Jik kills 99.9% of illness-causing germs. Disinfect floors, kitchen and bathroom surfaces, and wash white clothes, towels, and dishcloths with Jik bleach. Just Jik it.
Lifebuoy is the world's first to report its sanitizers over 99.9% effective against the COVID-19 coronavirus. Keep using Lifebuoy or any sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Stay safe.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
May the chef who prepared 2020 please take it back to the kitchen. Throw 3 whole potatoes in it to suck the saltiness. Cause dang, I don't care if we're halfway through it. This doesn't count. Tuseme basi tuko half time. Let's hashtag cancel 2020.
The aerial guarantee.
Asante sana. Sasa,
Ni nini kingine ambacho unaweza ukamfanyia msichana wetu?
Kila kitu. Hata kufua nguo na aerial mpya.
Basi, tuonyeshe.
Hey, sasa fanya haya madoa yawe sugu zaidi. Sasa tufue kwa kutumia sabuni yako na kutumia aerial mpya. Aerial sasa inapatikana kwenye pakiti mpya. Unaniamini sasa?
Aerial huondoa madoa sugu kwa mwosho mmoja. Ijaribu leo uamini.
Welcome back to TTTT. Now, before the break, Daddy Mato had not. Why do I call him Daddy Mato? Can I just say Mato? Goodness, man. No, that's his handle on social media. What do you mean?
I told you, call him Martini.
No. Anyway, Martini. Thoughts, tafadhali.
Hadi nimehang. Ilikuwa story gani?
All right. Well, I guess you don't remember the drama at the funeral? The lady who was talking about the...
Yes, I remember.
The sister.
Yes, So, one thing that was very clear, that there was a lot of guilt and suppression. This lady might have wanted to talk so many times, but she was always suppressed. At the funeral, is the first time she was actually getting the opportunity to speak. Akatoa yote.
Akafungua
And
lo.
the reactions were clearly... By the way, huyu anaweza enda pale achome. Na akachoma mpaka akasema, no, ulikuwa unajua nitachoma. No, kanipea mic. Ndio mjinga. If you know that people have information, wachana now.
That is true. Because she did say, like, you know I was coming to do
Wacha
this.
nimalize.
Anyway, so Terence, anything else you would like to add as we close out the show?
I just want to say, I don't want to sound controversial, but I hope that things will open up for us. I've seen Tanzania, they are doing shows, wanaanguka, hata si tufunguliwe, tuanguke pia sisi na zipline. So tunaombea Kenya kila laheri, na tunaomba mtukufu rais popote alipo. Wasanii tunaumia. Martin mahali yako hana stima. Hakuna generator imeungua. Martin amekatio stima. Wasanii hatuna income. Martin anafanyia show kwa gari ya jirani. Your Excellency, kama unaweza tusikia tafadhali, wasanii tunaumia. Mabouncer wanafanya nini nyumbani?
That's true. Wanafanya nini?
So tuendelee kuomba.
Imagine.
Terence ukitaka kunifanya poster child wa hii mashida. It's okay. It is fine. Wasanii wanaumia ni ukweli.
But it's so true. It's so true.
Mind standing in that gap.
Things are really thick, and it's very hard right now to survive for a lot of entertainers. So, Mr. President, please do hear our cry and our plea. Thank you so much, Mato. Thank you so much, Terence. I do have to bid you adieu for now. Catch you next week, hopefully right here on the show. But right now, I need to talk to my guest on the show. Very excited to have her on the show. Mudhoni Washira, comms manager, Oppo Kenya. Hi.
Hi, Hamina.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm trying to social distance. I hope this is okay.
Yeah,
and
1.5.
Right?
Do we measure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you been trying to stay relevant as as Oppo right now, with everyone being home, and it's a very difficult time. It's like a very new normal for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, the world has moved into the digital space. So Oppo has been keeping up with that digital trend, and everyone who's at home right now, they're really investing on smartphones.
Yeah.
So for us, it has been our duty to keep up with the trends. What's happening? What are people interested in? Yourself as a content creator, this is when people are tuning in, and you have a lot of time for yourself to create content. So Oppo has been ensuring that we have continuous supply of devices in the market.
All right.
Yes.
So let's talk about the pandemic, and this is now in general regarding the smartphone industry.
Yeah.
How has it impacted it? Has it been positive or negative?
It has. I would say it would be neutral, because we have been able to sell phones. We have been able to get to our consumers. Maybe the biggest challenge as smartphones, generally, not just at Oppo, has been the shipments coming into the country, because you realize that most of the smartphones in this country are from China. So coming into the country has been quite a hassle because of the production and the movement of goods in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you know, you said it. You said it right. We've had a lot of people now moving into the content creation space, with a lot more people now getting on YouTube and on TikTok and on Instagram.
Are you on TikTok?
Oh no, I'm not.
Why?
I have tried. I don't know, but I know that dance. Na 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 na. That's. I'm just like, I don't know why. I'm just not the target. I don't know. So you're on TikTok?
No, I'm not the target audience, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which platform can you say is being consumed the most right now?
For me, it would be Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see, whenever the content creators create content, they have to post fast so that can direct traffic towards their YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for people who are watching right now who are interested in getting to the content, creation space, or maybe they're already in that space. In fact, if you're looking for like a career right now, I think something that you can think about is social media influencing.
True.
And one thing that you need to get started is a great device. So tell us about the great devices that people can, start thinking about investing in and getting. And also the camera. We have to talk about the camera. People are taking videos and pictures now. It's all about our perfect lives.
Yes.
And they want to share that every chance they get.
Yes. So one of the best devices from Oppo is the Oppo Reno. We replaced the F11 and migrated to the Reno. Reno is specifically for the content creators like you, and it ranges between 35 to 40,000 Kenya shillings. So it's quite pocket friendly, very fantastic camera. We also have our device, which is for the millennials. We call them the Generation Z, which is the A series. So we launched 2 devices so far. We have the Oppo Reno 3, which we launched earlier this year in April, and we later on launched Oppo A92, which is for the young millennials. So why would one want to buy an Oppo? It's one, we have very good storage, our battery is fantastic, and our camera is just it. And then we have a very fantastic processor. So anyone who's in the content creator space, this is our device. And all the other consumers, if you're looking for a device, Oppo is the way to go. We are the game changers in the industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the one thing I can say about game changing is your price points. Yes. Affordability is key for Oppo.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we are really interested in our consumer. Because you see, we are always launching devices continuously, yeah? So I'm sure not everyone can keep up. So we are very keen on ensuring that you can be able to afford our devices.
Yeah.
So that's why we are very keen on that. And also quality. We don't want you to keep purchasing a phone after every 3 months. So at least we give you 6 months so that you can change to our latest. So yeah, that's why we're very keen on ensuring that our consumers are able to afford our devices.
Now, if we talk about the device, right? So you get it for like less than 50K.
Yes.
But then if you compare it to any other device that's in the market, it's almost triple the price.
True.
For the exact same kind of quality.
Yeah.
It's a steal. Like,
Really?
it's all just for the consumer. I'm saying it's for the consumer.
Yes,
you
for
know
the
what I mean?
consumer.
Because it's so interesting when you look at the features. You know, the battery lasts, the space is, you know, you can use a whole lot more. You can store all these videos that you want.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at it at a fraction of the price, and you get
Yeah.
all of these amazing features on the phone.
Yeah.
What would you say is what sets you apart as Oppo?
Well, people know us for camera, but what makes Oppo outstanding is the quality. We do not compromise on quality.
Okay, so
Yes.
quality is number one.
Yes.
And now with everyone staying at home right now, everyone sort of like I said, we're trying to work different now. How has Oppo in any way sort of like helped or assisted Kenyans in how they're now working?
So we are right now working with Jumia. We are able to get our devices there. We realize most people are, they want the hit button and want goods delivered to their home.
Yeah.
So we have been able to have our goods in Jumia, and anyone can be able to purchase and be able to get them delivered at their point of view.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And also,
now, go on.
Sorry.
Go
Also,
on.
if you visit our customer service shops, we have ensured that we are going through the COVID measures so that you as our customer do not feel like, this place is a bit congested.
Yeah.
So we are making sure that our environment is also customer friendly.
Yeah, and people are welcome, by the way, to go and try the devices,
True.
right?
Yeah.
Go check them out, feel them on your hand, see
Yeah.
if it's a phone that you want. So, one, where are the outlets? And two, how can people get them online? Is there a way like you can go online and you can check for the nearest Oppo outlet near you?
Yeah. One, we are in Kimathi Street. We have an experience shop. We are also countrywide. All the regions in this country, Oppo is located there. So it's very easy for someone to identify us. Also with our branding, we are all over. If you look at CBD, we are trying to take over this town. Hopefully, we can convert a few of you guys to come over to our side. As well as I have mentioned Jumia, we're also trying to get into the e-commerce space so that we can be able to reach that consumer who's not able to, you know, move from one point to another to be able to get our devices.
Yeah. Now, there are a number of people that you've already sort of like convinced to join the team,
Yes.
you know, who endorse the product.
Yeah.
Who are some of your past and present ambassadors of Oppo?
So our current ambassadors are Real and Pascal, who are championing the Reno 4. It has been a one-year partnership we have with them. Then we have the S series where we have Moji and Laura who are spearheading that particular campaign. Past and present, we have had DJ Mo, Kambua, Jay Blessing, Maureen Maititu. Who else have I missed? There are quite a number of guys. We have Daddy Mato, and hopefully Terence might join us soon enough.
Is Terence still in the studio? Terence, what?
Terence.
Terence, how are you? This is your chance. This is you becoming an influencer.
Yes, please.
Right? So what do you love about Oppo, Terence? Go. If you tell us,
you might get a chance.
The boss is right here. She could give you a little sum. So, Terence, what do you say?
I've just heard what she said about now that they are considering content creators, and I'm in content creation.
Yes.
So as a content creator, what matters to me sound is the clarity of the camera, and if those are intact, then I'm ready to go with the Reno. I want to join the Reno family.
Hey,
why do you think you'd be a perfect fit to join the winning squad?
I don't think. I know I'm perfect.
Oh my gosh. All right, Terence.
What about you, Amina?
Humility. Yes, please. I'm so excited. Okay, great. I didn't know I was in the running. I thought terms and conditions apply. Daddy Mato sasa ametoke huko kwa garage. All of a sudden now he also wants to say something. Daddy Mato, you've been working with Oppo, right? And let's not take Muzoni's word for it, right? Let's talk to you. Why have you been a part of the team for as long as you have?
So currently, I'm part of the Oppo ecosystem. As you can see, what I have been using for the live transmissions have been the pods. Currently, I'm using an Oppo phone right now, which I cannot say much about because it is so awesome. You shall see when things happen. But the Oppo Reno 3 is an amazing phone so far. The F11 Pro that I've also used is an amazing phone. The Oppo ecosystem is really doing great things for the Android people.
All right, Macho, thank you so much for that. Okay, so now, Terence, we really have to say goodbye. Yeah. But thank you so much. I think we'll get you, we do have some buds. Maybe I could see how I can get them to you. Nini. So I'll try and, I can maybe talk to Muzoni. I'll see Muzoni, what can we?
We can get him something, yeah.
Something,
yeah.
Okay. Maybe a t-shirt. It's okay, Terence.
No, I don't need t-shirt. Niko na t-shirt mingi na hata hiyo naweza jiandikia. Nataka vitu tu, kikamera, kikitu.
Kikiru. Yeah. All right, so we'll see what we can. But thank you so much, Muzoni, for joining us. What is your final take on, on people going out, getting that Oppo device, and of course, even trying it out? What do you tell our viewers?
We would like to encourage them to watch out what Oppo is about to do, because like I mentioned earlier on, we're here to change the game. Yes, you're not ready for what you're about to do.
Oh, what can you tell us about 2020?
No, 2020 is our game changer. We are not stopping at anything.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You're like, Corona for who? We are here.
What is Corona?
What is that? Corona? Life continues. Yes. I love that energy. Yes. I love that spirit.
Yes.
That is Muzoni Washira, comms manager, Oppo Kenya. We are going to hopefully be giving away Oppo devices here on the show to give you a chance to continue creating, content. But thank you so much for coming onto the show. And thank you so much for watching TTTT. We're going to be back at 10 p.m. for the trend right here on NTV. But now I've got to skedaddle and leave the studio. Time for the news. My name is Amina Abdirabah. Have a good evening.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
The county government of Kajiado, with the approval of His Excellency Joseph Olelenku, would like to notify all landowners in Kajiado County to take advantage of the ongoing 100% waiver on outstanding land rates penalties, which will end on 15th September 2020. The county government will institute the necessary measures to recover all unpaid rates and penalties. Payments should be made through the respective sub-county offices or through a banker's check or direct transfers.
For 35 years, through a strong network of like-minded institutions such as local and international non-governmental organizations and community-based organizations, FIDA Kenya has remained dedicated to rights of women and girls in Kenya through advocacy on land and property rights, promotion of socio-economic and cultural rights, enhancement of women in political participation, capacity building for local and county governments on legislation and policy reforms. FIDA Kenya remains the premier women's rights organization in Kenya. Visit our website www.fidakenya.org or email us on info@fidakenya.org.
Welcome to Garden of Joy in Machakos by Optiven. This is a gated community that is strategically located only 7 minutes drive from Koma town and 1.3 kilometers off the tarmac. It comes with a beautiful gate, chain link fence around the property, internal Maram roads, a borehole for steady water supply, a jogging track, a meditation park, and a children's play area. The title deeds are ready. Get your value-added plot at only 1.295 million shillings cash price. We also have flexible payment options of up to 12 months. Call us today on 0790 300 300 or visit www.optiven.co.ke.
Just last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're continuing the conversation.
This person just turned me into their toy and every evening, and it was, yeah, when I approached my mother about it, she slapped me.
What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations, and that is what Unscripted is about.
You know, when people say, oh, he committed suicide, yeah, that person who drives those big cars committed suicide. Mental health has got nothing to do with your economic status.
We are Nation, Africa's independent media brand. We are committed to empowering all Africans, from the young to the old, from the curious to the educated, and from the heart of the cities to the rural areas. We are Nation. Join us, because if you want to get far, you do it together. Nation. Empower Africa.
Je, maumivu ya kichwa na kukosesha amani? Kaluma Strong hutuliza maumivu ya kichwa, maumivu ya mwili na hata huondoa joto jingi mwilini. Kaluma Strong ina aspirin kama kiungo. Maumivu yakizidi, muone daktari.
This is NTV.
Ni Antoba, Tharaka County. Welcome to the Stronghold edition. We're coming to you live from Tharaka County, and we have a lot in store for you this evening.
This, of course, is the first of 3 nights of County Edition. NTV on the road, I should say, in fact, live from the Trades Gardens here in Tharaka County, county number 13. But before we get into the stories, let's have a look at the headlines.
Tonight, EACC trying to find a cure for the KEMSA cancer. And Jubilee Vice Chair David Murathe faces the stinging accusations on his involvement.
We've got evidence that Wilbrod transferred shareholding of this company to associates of the Deputy President.
Also tonight, Mombasa shocked by taser-wielding robbers, raining terror on them.
Kuna kitu wanatumia kama tochi hivi, wakikuguza tu nayo ukizirai wanakupora, wanakibia na simu.
Plus,
like time and time again, it will be worth your watch.
Join us as we explore the county of Tharaka Nithi, starting tonight and all through this weekend.
And on Bullseye,
good morning, sir.
Fred's journey to the land of the unafraid.
Kenya iko na sarakasi ya maajabu.
This is your tuwezi kuogopa kazi.
The art of throwing oneself under the bus.
It's good you give us names for the record.
We've said Honorable Mutai Kagwe, as a CEO, I did not work under any pressure.
And the case of Mbadi, Obado, and the bad Migori has to offer.
To have the governor of Migori County impeached.
Mbadi.
And indeed, thank you so much for joining us. And you know, another phrase that they use to describe this particular place is a stronghold of value addition in the country.
The name Stronghold, of course, comes from those mini votes, and we'll be trying to find out where they come from this part of the country. Our sign language interpreter for this evening is Flora Atieno, and we begin tonight with investigations into the corrupt dealings at the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority that have seen the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission rush to summon top dogs to beat the deadline given by President Uhuru Kenyatta to get to the bottom of the scam.
Jubilee Party Vice Chairman David Murathe, who today had his time in the hot seat, now says he's only a whistleblower and not the villain in the story.
Murathe is now pointing his guns at Deputy President William Ruto and claiming that he furnished the EACC with evidence to show that some of the DP's allies may have benefited from the fraudulent procurement.
Well, Leila Mohammed begins our broadcast tonight.
David Murathe was driven into the precincts of the Madison building in Nairobi's community area a few minutes after 1:30 p.m. He was answering to summons by the Anti-Corruption Agency to shed light on the part he played in the 4 billion shillings procurement scam at KEMSA.
Where are your masks?
At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Look, my friend, if the budget was 4 billion, all right? And the crime of KEMSA was to overcommit to 7 billion. All right? That is a crime. All right? Hii munaandika 43 billion inatoka wapi?
EACC was looking into his possible links with Kilig Limited. He is said to be the bank signatory, though he had publicly denied it. The company registered on the 22nd of January and not among the pre-qualified firms at the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, was handpicked and awarded a plum 4 billion shillings tender for the supply of 450,000 personal protective equipment at 9,000 shillings each.
I am being dragged into this issue because of my association with William or Wilbrod Gatei. We've got evidence that Wilbrod transferred shareholding of this company to associates of the Deputy President.
Murathe, who denies being invited as a possible person of interest, now says that he is turning the attention to the EACC to investigate other persons of interest
that he has mentioned.
Anybody who has raised or commented or purported to know the COVID billionaires and who stole what, I have demanded that they should be summoned, starting with the Deputy President and the politicians, like Halwale, like Mudama.
Kiprono Kitoni, the new Nairobi Securities Exchange Board chairperson, also had his turn with the EACC officers. Priscilla Murungi, the wife of Meru Governor Kiraitu Murungi, has also been summoned to shed light on her connection to Kaparina Enterprises Limited, which allegedly received 45 million shillings for the supply of 10,000 boxes of surgical masks to the medical agency. And also scheduled to appear before the EACC team is former Karachuonyo Member of Parliament James Rege, who is also said to have loaned money to one of the companies that supplied PPE to KEMSA. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
And still on matters graft, Larry Member of Parliament John Amburu was this morning arrested by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission officers for his alleged involvement in corruption at the CDF office.
The Member of Parliament was arrested alongside the Funds Account Manager Ian Mahadhi, Peter Mugo Mwangi, Grace Mudhoni, Francis Gachoka, Kamuyu, and a contractor identified as Paul Nyanjui Musheru. The 5 suspects were arrested today, except for Musheru, who the contractor who has been directed to present himself at the EACC offices.
Well, they are accused of embezzling over 27 million shillings of CDF cash in 2019. The payments were allegedly paid out to companies irregularly.
And to some news that caught us while at this specific place, and the governor of this county, Mudomi Njuki, is among 17 people whom the Director of Public Prosecutions is seeking to prosecute over a fraudulent deal that lined private pockets with tens of millions of shillings.
Well, here are the details of the intricate scheme that was hatched by Tharaka Nithi County officials to swindle the public.
It's a straightforward yet hidden plan for misappropriation of public funds that has been revealed following investigations by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission on the procurement of a solid waste incinerator in Tharaka Nithi County. Westomax Investments Limited is one of the 7 companies that put in bids to secure the tender to import the multi-million shilling incinerator. Most of the 7 companies, incidentally, have ties to the governor, Mudomi Njuki. Westomax won the tender and went ahead to charge the county government 35 million shillings for the equipment. Investigations revealed that the incinerator was imported by a different company, Generation Electric and Allied Company, at a cost of 3.9 million shillings. Generation Electronic and Allied Co., the company that actually imported the incinerator at a cost 9 times less than what the county paid for, is associated with the governor. The money from Westomax ended up going to 4 individuals and entities, namely 8.7 million shillings to Japhet Kitonga Nyange, 5.2 million shillings to Kenneth Ngai, 4.7 million shillings to Kenster Electrical and Hardware Limited, and 985,000 shillings to Caroline Sheila Wamboi. Among those that the DPP is after the fraudulent transaction are the Acting Director for Procurement in Tharaka Nithi County, Florida Kiende Nywiga, Finance Officers Hington Mureithi Njue and Teresia Kagonji Buria, as well as Japhet Mutugi Nkonge and Emily Nkatha Misheni, who are procurement officials.
Thank you and congratulations.
The DPP says the project was procured, implemented and commissioned without an environmental impact assessment and did not get the required license from the National Environmental Management Authority, NEMA.
All right, now the National Treasury says its hands are tied in as far as disbursement of funds to counties is concerned, owing to the stalemate over the revenue sharing formula at the Senate.
Now, Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani now says the stalemate on this formula is undermining Kenya's public finance architecture. The stalemate has delayed a release of some 316.5 billion shillings to the devolved units.
Gina Kirori has those details.
Counties may have to wait longer before they can start receiving any money from Treasury, as the stalemate over the revenue allocation formula persists. According to Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani, there could be need for Parliament to enact legislation that will allow disbursement of 50% of funds.
The advisory we received from the Attorney General is that Treasury cannot disburse resources to the counties on the basis of division of revenue alone. It has to be appropriated. There has to be some agreement at the Senate. So what the Senate was purporting has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with the county, with the National Assembly.
Yatani's statement contradicts that by the Senate Chief Whip, Irungu Kangata.
Virtually, the office of the Cabinet Secretary of Finance, that is Honorable C.S. Yatani. Senate leadership attended. Governors attended, and it was resolved, indeed, 50% of monies owing to the counties should be released to the counties.
Amid the confusion, counties are begging to feel the pinch amid a threat by the Council of Governors to ground all operations by the 17th of this month.
There was a decision by the entire county Council of Governors. It was a collective decision, it was a unanimous decision, and we can't run counties without money.
Kibwana says should the counties be forced to shut down, the Senate must be held responsible.
It is Senate which is shutting down the counties. So it is up to Senate to really rise up to the occasion and make a decision so that they free the country from this stalemate.
Gina Kirori, NTV.
All right, now Environment Cabinet Secretary Keriako Tobiko has lashed out at Deputy President William Ruto and his ally, Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen, accusing them of disrespecting the president.
Now, Tobiko, in a stinging rebuke of the DP, says he, just like him, is just the president's clerk.
Murkomen mumfikishe awe na adabu na muheshimu rais wa Kenya hii, na hata huyo mkubwa wake ni karani wa rais. Si ni karani wa rais? The deputy president is a clerk who should be a clerk, assistant to a president. Na vile mimi na muheshimu rais wangu ambao mimi ni clerk wake, karani wake, hata huyo deputy na huyo Murkomen wa muheshimu rais.
Well, two suspects in the murder of Kevin Omwenga, a car dealer in his Galana Suites apartment in Kilimani 2 weeks ago, will spend another 2 days in custody.
As the court ordered, they are to undergo a mental assessment test at the Mathare Mental Hospital in Nairobi. The Director of Public Prosecutions says he has complied, or rather completed investigations against Chris Obure and Robert Uko and will charge them with murder on Monday.
Well, the two had sought anticipatory bail but were denied. The prosecution had previously told the court that the victim had been shot in his bedroom with a firearm registered to Chris Obure.
You have no objection to?
Meanwhile, criminal gangs operating in Mombasa have found a new way to overpower their victims.
And they are now using tasers to attack and rob their victims of their valuables. And NTV's Kevin Mutai has more on the crimes that have left both locals and police shocked.
The criminal gang operating in Kisauni and Nyali constituencies in Mombasa County have been on a crime spree, attacking and stunning residents using a taser before stealing their valuables. Some of the victims who spoke to NTV tell of how the tasers left them paralyzed for several minutes. By the time they recovered, their pockets have been emptied.
Kuna kitu wanatumia kama tochi hivi, wakikuguza tu nayo kizirai wanakupora, wanakimbia na simu. Ama wanakimbia wanakuingiza mikono mfuko nini kile watapata tu wanaenda nayo.
Akasema wewe kuja hapa kwanza, kukaribia hivi wako na kitu ambaye mwili wako akikukaribia inasisimuka mwili mzima. Unasikia kama ambayo roho yenyewe inapiga. Unasikia kuvibrate mwili mzima kama ambao unatetemeka. Kama stima ukikugusa hivi kwa ngozi unasikia kama mwili mzima inatetemeka, na hata ukiondoka unasikia kutetemeka bado.
The tasers are easily available in electronic shops within the area. We managed to buy one in Kongowea for just 1,200 shillings. The taser has an input voltage of 4.8 volts and an output voltage of 9,000 kilovolts. They are seen as less dangerous than guns, but are just as effective. Residents now say there has been more than 10 attacks following a similar pattern within the areas of Vietnam, Bombolulu, Ziwa la Ng'ombe, Kisimani, Kambi ya Moto, Kwabulo and Mbungoni.
Ukakuja jamaa wawili wa pikipiki, moja amepakiwa nyuma na moja ni dereva wa pikipiki. Akasema kwamba yeye ni polisi. Bona wamevaa barakoa, hawakuweka kwa mdomo, wameweka chini ya mdomo. Kujeni hapa mpande juu ya pikipiki. Msichana akasema mimi siwezi kupanda kwa pikipiki. Kijana mdogo akapanda, wakakimbia na gas na wakakimbia na hiyo pesa, wakatoroka.
Wanaingia kwa manyumba, wanaingia kwa yule anampanda kwa room, wanampiga hiyo teza, wanachukua kama ni DVD, ni simu, ni gas, wanatoka nao mbio. Hiyo si imekuwa for the past 2 weeks zimekuwa kesi nyingi sana.
Unaendanga wanakuona kama huku umesimama. Huku umesimama anakuja mmoja, wa pili akija ndo wanatoa. Ndo wanakuramba. Mimi walienda na simu zangu mbili.
Police in Nyali say they have received reports concerning the matter and are currently conducting investigations with the aim of weeding out members of the gang. Most of their victims are women and people operating M-Pesa shops.
Unaweza shikisha mtu akona pressure, mtu ambaye akona ugonjwa wa moyo na akakufa hapo, ni hasara ama si hasara?
Kevin Mutai, NTV, Mombasa.
And to the COVID-19 numbers now, and 179 more people have tested positive for the coronavirus out of a sample size of 4,178 tested in the last 24 hours.
Well, the country's cumulative caseload now stands at 34,884. 17 of the new cases are foreigners and the rest are Kenyan. The youngest is a 1-year-old baby and the oldest is 75 years. 415 patients have recovered, bringing the total number of recoveries to 21,059.
Meanwhile, sadly, 4 more people have succumbed to the disease, bringing the total number of fatalities to 589. And Nairobi County has registered once again the day's high of 66 new infections, followed by Garissa County with 21 infections. So you were here last time?
Indeed.
What was your name?
I was trying to actually remember my name and I was trying to search because I'd written it down, but I couldn't find it. But what we expect, of course, is tomorrow.
These are excuses of people who forget their names. This is what happens.
Well, tomorrow we will be getting new names that will be bestowed upon us by the
cultural elders.
Yeah, the cultural elders. And of course, we'll also be having the cultural dancers here tomorrow and Sunday as well. So let's take a quick break. We'll be back as I try to remember my name and probably give him one.
When I'm on nights so restless, tissue makes my days worthless. I need to recharge energy. Get a full night's sleep with Always Ultra. For stacks of tissue and no competition. For its long-lasting protection. Long days, I'm fearless. Here comes the boss lady. Multitasking flawless. My kids will get the best. I'm a boss lady. Always starts now with 50 shillings. Stay happy always.
Katika miezi michache iliyopita, nchi yetu imesimama pamoja kuweka nambari za COVID chini. Kila siku nambari mpya hutueleza hadithi ile ile kwamba sisi hatukubali mambo tusiyoweza kufanya ije kati ya mambo tunaoweza. Tuendelee kusonga mbele.
Welcome to Garden of Joy in Machakos by Optiven. This is a gated community that is strategically located only 7 minutes drive from Coma Town and 1.3 kilometers off the tarmac. It comes with a beautiful gate, chain link fence around the property, internal Murram roads, a borehole for steady water supply, a jogging track, a meditation park, and a children's play area. The title deeds are ready. Get your value-added plot at only 1.295 million shillings cash price. We also have flexible payment options of up to 12 months. Call us today on 0790 300 300 or visit www.optimum.co.ke.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
Good.
Melissa?
Mom, it's Dad's birthday today. I'm giving him a party just like he gives me.
Nothing makes a mother more proud than seeing her child growing up. But I know that as she learns to care for others, she'll face even more germs and the risk of illnesses.
That's why you need strong Dettol protection. Just 1 cup of Dettol protects your home and family from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Just last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're continuing the conversation.
This person just turned me into their toy and every evening, and it was, yeah, when I approached my mother about it, she slapped me.
What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations, and that is what Unscripted is about.
You know, when people say, oh, he committed suicide, yeah, that person who drives those big cars committed suicide. Mental health has got nothing to do with your economic status.
Welcome back to NTV on the road, live from the Trades Garden in County number 13, Tharaka Nithi. This is the Stronghold Edition Season 2. Let's cross over to Busia County, where long-distance drivers at the Kenya-Uganda border in Malaba have raised concerns over delayed clearance into Uganda, saying it's causing them huge losses.
Well, the delays have caused long queues along the Malaba-Eldoret highway, and Zakes Mosame now reports.
Queues of long-distance cargo trucks stretch kilometers to Kenya's border with Uganda at Malaba, following what drivers say are clearance delays by the Ugandan authorities. Drivers claim they are forced to pay a hefty fee for COVID-19 tests across the border, even though they have certificates showing negative COVID-19 tests.
Wakati wa kwanza ilinitangulia jua kali. Kutoka jua kali kwenda kufika Malaba ndimaliza siku 17. Sasa saa hii niko hapa 2 days na bado niko kilomita 30. Sasa sitegemee nitafika siku gani Malaba, nitavuka siku gani.
Uko Uganda pia hali yake ni hivyo hivyo, unaona tunateseka tu hivyo hivyo. Kuingia ni jam, kurudi ni jam. Hii sasa hivi vile unaona ukivuka boda pia ukishashukisha mzigo urudi pia kuingia pia ni hivyo hivyo. Ikiwa empty, gari ni empty. Unakaa siku 4 jam ya empty kuingia Malaba.
This standoff is just the latest in a string of incidents involving the two countries, since both countries tightened controls at the border to stem the spread of COVID-19 and safeguard their citizens' interests.
Ukiangalia hali yenyewe kama unavyoona, laini ni ndefu. Hapa tuko Kandui na tunaenda Malaba. Laini imekuwa ndefu hapa, chakula ni shida, choo ni shida, hata kuoga pia ni balaa.
The delays in the clearance of cargo trucks has affected trade and somewhat soured relations between the two countries. Zakis Masame, NTV, Busia.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us. Now, tertiary institutions all over the country could open sooner if the number of infections across the country continues to fall.
Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha, who was speaking in Nyeri County today, says that tertiary institutions were ready to open their doors to students.
He, however, warned school heads against misusing funds given to schools to help them prepare for the pandemic.
The colleges, with the wisdom of the principles which I see is taking shape, if they were to be ready a little earlier, and everything being equal, including the disease, ask me what would then stop us, because they are already in the middle of exams. Suppose they were ready in mid-November. What would stop us from telling them, come and finish the exams and go?
And staying on education matters, with education matters, and in this part of the county and especially the country, in this county of Tharaka Nithi, and especially regarding the ECDE schools, or rather centers, as the government mulls over the reopening of schools, early childhood development education teachers in Tharaka Nithi County here are wasting no time in preparing for when that day comes.
While NTV on the road visited one such center where teachers are taking the competency-based learning to another level. Take a look.
Singing nursery rhymes, a familiar tune. Sweet melody to the ears, only not from the usual group. This ECDE teachers from Tharaka Nithi County sing nursery rhymes as a reminder of the days tens of younger learners filled this room. Schools may be closed due to the coronavirus pandemic, but these teachers are thinking ahead, stitching learning aids in readiness for reopening.
We thought that it's good to plan ahead. Now that schools are not open, we need to prepare materials, adequate materials, because that is one of the areas that we have suffered. In this CBC era, we have had a challenge with enough materials, because CBC is more about doing, and we want these kids to be more creative, and that's why we are preparing learning materials for them, so that when they come back, they will find adequate materials and a very conducive environment for learning.
This county government initiative has brought together more than 400 ECDE centers.
We have clusters across all the wards to keep our teachers, who are more than willing to be here every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.
Saizi tumeweza kutengeneza mipira, beanbags, tumetengeneza nguo wakati tunasoma social environmental, clothes we wear, tumetengeneza hizo. Tumetengeneza vitu za mosaic na tunazidi kutengeneza kadri ya uwezo wetu.
At a time when most teachers in private institutions and those under boards of management are going without pay, these ECDE teachers are a thankful lot.
Tunaweza kupata mishahara yetu bila kuchelewa, and we can be able to plan ahead.
The Ministry of Education has rolled out a community-based learning as a mode of continuity, making such initiatives necessary.
All right, and you know, Edmund, this is just part of some of the programs that the county is trying to, put forward to ensure that students, as much as the schools are still closed, that when they get back, there is an easier transition to the calendar and, of course, the learning system. And also the community-based learning program that the ministry is about to roll out, or should have rolled out. Of course, some of these things will play a key role in just ensuring continuity in education. And the declining number of confirmed positive coronavirus cases in the country is a result of a concerted effort between the national and county governments. Well, here in Tharaka Nithi County, the arrival of the virus set in motion a great deal of health infrastructure, which is now expanding to even smaller health centers. Kennedy Mureithi reports that Tharaka Nithi County aspires to lead the blaze a trail in healthcare tourism.
Those making a first trip to the Chuka General Hospital will mistake this for a regular construction site. The CT Scan Center is one such facility where the county government, in collaboration with the national government, is upgrading facilities through the Health Management Equipment Supplies Program.
In this region, it has the highest resolution
64 slices compared to most of the ones that are found within the country, which are, most of which are 16 slices, even around our region.
The county government has set in motion revamping of the health sector, and this facility also serves the larger Mount Kenya East region.
When His Excellency Governor Mudomi took over the leadership of this county as the governor of the county, he quickly upgraded the power because it was required for us to move those digital imaging machines. We needed a power upgrade, which we have already done to 1,000 kVAs. And we are able now to do imaging of any part of the body.
Hospitals and dispensaries here have also been equipped with coronavirus defense and treatment equipment.
We have a minimum of 345 beds, but we are capable of even escalating them. We have already identified them. They are ready. And we also have equipment to breathe for the patient, because when you're talking about a person that is having difficulty in breathing, the so-called air hunger, you need to make sure that oxygen levels in the body are maintained.
The outpatient department is under construction, and upon completion will provide services for doctors of various specialties to look into the needs of the patients. And this is to be replicated in other county-led hospitals and dispensaries.
We have centers where we manage COVID. One of them is Marimanti Hospital, which is a county hospital. We have also Magutuni Hospital. We have Kebonga Hospital. We have also faith-based institutions like Chogoria Hospital. We have St. Ursula Hospital. We also have a privately owned hospital called Komarok Modern Hospital. So we are working in collaboration with other partners, because as you know, health is something that even transcends government.
The county government has now pledged to put in place measures to make the county a health tourism destination. Kennedy Muredi, NTV.
Now, large-scale dairy farming is one of the key economic activities in Tharaka Nithi County. An artificial insemination and the livestock feeds subsidy program introduced in 2017 has increased productivity even for small-scale rural farmers who are now laughing all the way to the bank.
Now, Melita Oletengis was laughing with those cows as they were milking, and he has this story for us.
Nkabo Village, Tharaka Nithi County, we find Elijah Munene, an artificial insemination officer, readying to administer the reproductive fluid on Elizafan Gitari's livestock. The advent of devolution brought such services closer for local dairy farmers.
Hapo zamani tulikuwa na zinda sana, kwa sababu ukitaka kupandiwa unaitishwa pesa nyingi sana, hata wakati mwingine unarukia kupandiwa wakati ile unafaa.
It's a painstaking process which begins with identification of a proper breed. Farmers here had to be trained on this modern procedure.
Unajua wakati wa zamani hatukuwa tunajua unapandiwa na mbegu aina gani. Unaita mtu akuja kukupandia na kupandia na ile anataka.
In Dagani village, we find another beneficiary of the Tharaka Nithi County AI program. Julius Gitonga flaunts these two calves birthed recently.
The production of the milk from the mother to the new calves, it will be a high production.
Meeting the semen demand by farmers for their cattle is essential in dairy farming. Take, for instance, the safe delivery of these 1-month-old twin calves means more milk production, and that translates to more money in the farmer's pocket.
Naweza pata lita 32 ama 35 kwa ng'ombe mmoja. Kwa hivyo faida kwangu ninaona ni mzuri.
The least cost of semen was about 2,000 shillings. County government has been able to subsidize that to ordinary semen going for 400 shillings.
In a county where agriculture is the main economic activity, scientific methods such as the AI are boosting productivity. The county government has subsidized the cost of these programs for the benefit of the farmers.
In every one ya Tharaka Nithi kuko na namba ya inseminator. Inseminator ni mwenye anaweka mbegu.
The average production per farmer currently is about 5 liters. And the intention of government is to ensure that within a short time possible, within maybe 2-3 years, we should be able to shoot this production from 5, 8 kilograms, way to 10 kilograms per farmer.
Farmers have also been provided with milk coolers and milk dispensing machines. Milita Oletenges, NTV, Tharaka Nithi County.
It's been 1 hour since you started thinking about your other name, the one you were given before. Did you remember?
All right, Edmund, I cannot remember, but fortunately enough, I've been able to receive a new name by the name Karambu. And my colleague here, Kimathi.
Do you want to say what they mean?
Not.
Karambu, you remember that song, Tausi, Ndege Wangu, Amaringo? Apparently it's boisterous and proud and other things. Kimathi, by the way, is kind and generous. So
it actually means what I understand. You know, this is a mispresentation, and I guess we'll get people from Tharaka here to give us a real interpretation of that name. It just means a person who just enjoys life. Yes. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with business news. Julian Samboko.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
So vile nasema, wacha nikubatie statistics. Niko na gamia 1500. Tunakuwa drapo gamia na kuwa 6000. 2000 natengeneza leather, natengeneza viatu, wallet, kibeti, nauza hapa, na batia wewe 50%. Wacha niweke credit nikupigie.
Namna gani wewe? Hii mambo ya kuishiwa na credit kila saa. Come on. Nunua hiyo simu ya Vodafone. Calling fiber to fiber is 0 shillings per minute. And it is not expensive. Only 2,999 Kenya shillings.
Alo hali wa. Hata fadhali hiyo credit ikae ninunue simu basi.
Faibika leo na Vodafone for only 2,999 Kenya shillings. It will always be free to call fiber to fiber.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
The county government of Kajiado, with the approval of His Excellency Joseph Olelenku, would like to notify all landowners in Kajiado County to take advantage of the ongoing 100% waiver on outstanding land rates penalties, which will end on 15th September 2020. The county government will institute the necessary measures to recover all unpaid rates and penalties. Payments should be made through the respective sub-county offices or through a banker's check or direct transfers.
Death is inevitable, but that does not mean it's the end for your family. Protect them financially by getting the DTB Last Expense Cover. No need to break the bank when paying for the last expense cover. Enjoy premiums as low as 600 shillings per year. We know death can occur at any time, and that is why we will process all the claims within 48 hours. With the DTB Last Expense, you can cover up to 5 nuclear family members, including parents and parents-in-law.
We all are looking for products to protect ourselves from viruses, but not all products protect us. Did you know that using Dettol soap and water protects against viruses? Many viruses are surrounded by an envelope with receptors that enable them to enter a human cell and cause infection. Dettol soap destroys the outer layer of the virus and effectively removes it. Protect your family from the spread of viruses with Dettol. Dettol cleans and is now tested and proven to be effective against COVID-19 virus. This has been Medivax for Dettol.
It is time to get down to business. Welcome, I am Julian Amboko, and we start right here at Nation Center. Nation Media Group is cementing its position on the digital landscape following the launch of its new brand, Nation.Africa. East and Central Africa's largest media house will create and deliver quality content around the continent, from the news as it unfolds to the research and tools needed to explain Africa's transformational journey and its significance to the livelihoods of its growing population. Nation.Africa will pivot available channels in print, broadcast, and digital to reach and serve the company's consumers with content and services which speak value and resonate with their expectations. The group is banking on its large online presence to ramp up revenues from the 3.3 billion shillings registered in the period ended June 2020. Nation Media now plans to leverage on the swelling internet traffic and its websites to monetize online audiences into diversified revenue streams. The unveil of the new brand kicked off at 4 p.m. today and was graced by CS's Fred Matiangi and Joe Musheru.
Nation has grown this business to be #2 media house listed in Africa. That's a big achievement for us.
You know, even if Nation Media Group, Dr. Giboro, is completely a private company in Kenya, for us as government, we are very proud of the nation.
I'm delighted to announce, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, that today's official launch of our digital brand, Nation.Africa, is the beginning of NMG's digital transformation journey.
We sought some of the best partners in the world. The team we used for this was from all over the world, and actually the best in this field.
This is our place, and therefore it is right and appropriate that Africa should be our focus from an ideological and from a commercial point of view.
And I should say that today Nation Media share price was the second largest gainer at the Nairobi Securities Exchange, closing at 16 shillings and 95 cents, up 9% from yesterday's trade. Quite commendable. Elsewhere, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, that is SRC, is banking on the third public sector remuneration cycle, which was launched today, among other measures, to continue managing the country's public sector wage bill. Estimated at 795 billion shillings in the financial year 2018-2019, the country's wage bill is unsustainable, eating up to 48% of government revenues. Victor Kiprop delves into this issue.
Every 4 years, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission SRC comes up with a new salary structure for compensation of civil servants based on different factors including job evaluation and salary survey. The review, which will inform the structures for the third remuneration cycle for the financial year 2021-2022 to 2024-2025 has begun. But with the public sector wage bill eating up an estimated 48% of the country's revenues, the Commission says it will take a balancing act.
The public sector has to attract and retain the skills that they require to deliver its mandate, and that's an important principle even in the Constitution. On the other hand, the Act is very clear, PFM Act, that we should not exceed 35%. Even as we do surveys to establish what is in the market, whatever results we get, and even the job evaluation results, that has to be looked at in the context of, can the economy afford?
Since the 2013-2014 financial year, the public sector wage bill as a percentage of total revenues has dropped from 57% to 48% in the 2018-2019 financial year, but remains way above the target of 35% as prescribed under the Public Finance Management Act.
The objective is to continue towards that direction, to the 35%. So that is how we balance, and recognizing that a target is not something you achieve at once. It is something you work towards. And the trend in the past has shown that there is success, and therefore we will continue with that success as we look at the third cycle.
But ensuring sustainability of public sector compensation will take just more than efforts to cut down on spending.
If revenue does not grow and the wage bill remains the same, it means the percentage will not reduce. The two must move together. There must be increase in revenue and a much slower increase in the wage bill, so that the ratio increases in the long run. The ratio reduces in the long run.
The results of the review are expected to be communicated by the end of May next year to pave way for the implementation of the new structure and corresponding pay. If not restrained, increased spending on recurrent expenses such as salaries and wages for public sector employees will continue crowding out resources for development and service delivery. Victor Kiprop, NTV Business.
Now let's talk about public sector financing. Kenya's efforts to tap into more affordable funding from bilateral partners received a shot in the arm this morning, following the signing of an agreement to unlock 1.02 billion shillings in grant funding from Japan. Documents from the National Treasury show that the funding will be used in provision of medical equipment to help realization of the universal healthcare agenda of the government. The government has also signed an agreement for 240 million shillings worth of grant support to advance the training of Kenyan public sector officials in institutions in Japan. Last week, Kenya signed an agreement for an 8.1 billion shillings loan from Japan.
The first exchange of notes we have signed today for a grant of 1.02 billion Kenyan shilling for the provision of medical equipment will be installed in various health facilities and will greatly enhance healthcare delivery to Kenyans, as well as modernize health facilities countrywide.
Last week in this room, I signed the exchange of notes for 80 billion, more than 80 billion Kenyan shilling loan to support the Kenyan people's fight against ongoing pandemic and to contribute towards the attainment of universal health coverage in Kenya.
Now, Pan-African housing development company Shelter Freak has received a capital boost following Nigeria's increase in its stake in the company. The company has received $9.4 million from Nigeria, being the first tranche of the $29 million the country has committed in additional capital subscription. This capital injection now makes Nigeria the second largest shareholder in the company, with a 14.77% stake behind Kenya's 14.87%. Shelter Freak is looking to finance its 50 billion shillings pipeline of projects following resumption of lending activity in 2019. And that takes us to the close of business. Enjoy the rest of your viewing and have a delightful weekend.
Guy, unajua ukikula supa moja utakuwa na superpowers?
Let me try.
Jiamini.
Wow.
Indomie, now available in chicken, beef, and Supermojo. Supermojo, Jiamini.
That was not my fault. No.
Ah, Helen Paul.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I've been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains removal. Harpic's thick formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergents and bleach.
Wow, now I'm convinced, Helen Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that she's part of the mission, the next house is yours.
The risk of illness-causing germs is increasing. It is believed that the coronavirus can remain on surfaces in your home for up to 9 days. Touching infected surfaces is one of the ways in which germs spread. Regularly disinfect your floors, countertops, and kitchen surfaces with bleach, and use an effective toilet cleaner inside and outside your toilet bowl. This message is brought to you by Medifacts, JIG, and HAPIC.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us. This is the Stronghold edition. Now, to describe one Fred Okengo Matiang'i as an eager beaver is perhaps an understatement, but one certain thing is that he is marching on, and so are many others.
Now, it's clear that politically some have swapped paths, all in the name of survival, and the race to survive is also evident in the area of accountability. It's all about who gets ahead, and as Emmanuel Juma now reports on Bullseye, it's important that one keeps walking.
Take a look.
Be afraid, pretenders.
Good morning, sir.
Fred is going places and is not afraid.
Bila uoga, sisi sio tuweze kuogopa kazi tunaifanya.
Mtafuteni mwingine wa kutisha na kushurutisha.
It may be so, William, but when Fred coughs, some catch a cold. Corona or no corona.
Kama ingekuwa jamaa mwingine mimi singekuja.
Hii Kenya iko na sarakasi ya maajabu.
Lakini sasa chairman akisema wewe ni nani useme ingine? Si unaenda mara moja?
Now MK, is that a case of being politically correct or what?
Lakini kwa sababu mimi sio mwanasiasa, wacha nisimamie hapo.
But there is a politician in all of us anyway.
Sisi si wanasiasa.
Nonetheless, he is eating William's lunch.
Matiang'i hajachukua kazi ya mtu fulani.
But even if it was to be true, it would really matter, Fred, would it?
That is why we are appointed to deal with tough things. Vitu kali ndio kazi yetu.
In the meantime, Tobiko has been scanning the environment and finally he's found the job description of a deputy president.
Ni karani wa rais. Si ni karani wa rais?
Karani as in clerk?
The deputy president is a clerk who should be a clerk. Assistant to a president.
Yani hawana hata aibu. Ati sasa wananieleza ati mimi ati sijui mambo gani.
And so Fred marches on, and William on his part walks on too, musically.
Katika safari yangu tatembe yana wewe.
Obado too is walking, a tightrope. Someone is threatening to stop his music almost permanently.
That is to have the governor of Migori County impeached.
Mbadi did not envisage a situation where Obado would have such tough-talking spokespeople.
It is thus foolhardy for Obado to attempt to cajole and twist facts and seek sympathy by trying to turn this into a case of alleged political witch hunt and not a case of theft as it is.
Uwezi compare na Migori, hakuna infrastructure na Homa Bay.
We assure ODM MCAs who have signed the petition to remove Obado from office that the party will stand with them.
It will not go through. It will not go through. Obado alishinda na kura 200,000 na ghasia. Sio kura hivi hivi.
Obado is trying to divert and seek sympathy from the public.
Bwana Mbadi, hata kwenu mwenyewe njia ya kwenda kwenu hata kuku hawezi fuata.
Help Sifuna, help.
Kama wewe ni mtu ambaye mwenye akili timamu na uwezi kuona kwamba mwalimu kutembea na mtoto wa shule, msichana mdogo wa shule, ni ukosefu wa nidhamu, basi kuna shida na wewe.
Tayari hata mtu atakatwa hata na msichana yake apewe mimba, akuja aseme bado ndiye amepewa hiyo msichana mimba.
Bwana Mbadi, corruption iko tu Migori peke yake.
Gavana wa Busia kwa mfano alipopelekwa mahakamani hakufungiwa nje ya ofisi. Kwa hivyo kuna tofauti.
And here he is, free as a bird, celebrating the many development projects he has initiated for the people of Busia. And woe unto you if you dare question that record.
Kuna watu na Nairobi walevi. Wakikuja Busia kule Kawangware anajifikia yeye pia ni mtu. Kutoka hapo anaenda kulala kwa nyumba ya mabati. Anaandika vitu vingine chafu atubusia kuna maendeleo.
Now you know. But as far as the COVID-19 millionaires saga goes, we know. Yet, we still don't know as Manjari continued with his machachari.
Was there any individuals who were forcing you to make some of these decisions outside the board sanctions?
As I said earlier, there was
which peers, and be specific, which peers?
Susan Mochache.
Yes.
There were requests from the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable...
Written or by phone call?
Either phone calls, most of them SMSs and phone calls.
Yes.
We did have from the National Emergency Response.
Which CS? It's good you give us names for the record.
We've said Honorable Mutai Kagwe.
Yes.
It is up to an individual. And when you go wrong, then you don't go wrong because the CS told you to go wrong. You go wrong because you're a poor manager.
As a CEO, I did not work under any pressure whatsoever. As I said, I did this with my eyes open.
It is a reality show, and Aisha Jumwa, a suspect in the theft of your money, is also making a movie.
Good morning, all Indians, Kenyans. I'm now off to Port Police as directed by the courts. Nasikia tuko na maneno mengi, yao ameshikwa, mimi sijashikwa. Naenda kama Mkenya ambaye anatii sheria na tuko sawa, tuko sawa. I'm now off. See you guys later.
It's never serious, and they know it. Emmanuel Juma, Bullseye, NTV.
That's Bullseye from the man, Emmanuel Juma, for tonight.
Indeed, and quite the interesting political intrigues there we've had. Well, we'll take a quick break, but when we come back, Watson Karuma will be having the sports news.
Stay with us.
Heaviness and a burning inside, it could be heartburn.
Indigestion and heartburn? Eno gets to work in 6 seconds and works on the 6 symptoms of heartburn so you can keep living life non-stop. Eno, fight heartburn and indigestion fast.
Breaking news from Molfix. Let's see what they're developing right now.
Pants is just for me. It really feels very comfy.
Molfix pants with anatomic fit technology. New Molfix pants, an invention from babies for babies.
You should also try Molfix.
Welcome to Garden of Joy in Machakos by Optiven. This is a gated community that is strategically located only 7 minutes drive from Coma Town and 1.3 kilometers off the tarmac. It comes with a beautiful gate, chain link fence around the property, internal Maram roads, a borehole for steady water supply, a jogging track, a meditation park, and a children's play area. The title deeds are ready. Get your value-added plot at only 1.295 million shillings cash price. We also have flexible payment options of up to 12 months. Call us today on 0790 300 300 or visit www.optiven.co.ke.
When you buy a bar of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate, you can help change the story. That's because we will use part of the proceeds to donate milk to less fortunate children across our beautiful country. Let us come together and show the generous spirit that is inside of all of us. Cadbury Dairy Milk. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Just last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're continuing the conversation.
This person just turned me into their toy and every evening, and it was when I approached my mother about it, she slapped me.
What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations, and that is what Unscripted is about.
You know, when people say, oh, he committed suicide, yeah, that person who drives those big cars committed suicide. Mental health has got nothing to do with your economic status.
Wakenya, hii fight hatukuchagua, lakini tuko na choice. Tuchague kujilinda. Tuchague kuprotect familia zetu. Tuchague usafi. Kuosha mikono. Kuosha manyumba zetu. Ndio tulinde watoto wetu. Na tuvae mask. Future yetu iko mikononi mwetu. Kenya, let's do it for the ones we love.
Welcome to NTV Sport. I'm Watson Karuma. Now, the Diamond League action continued earlier today in Brussels at the AG Memorial Van Damme, where Olympic champions in different races were in action, among them Kenya's Faith Chemgetich and Bridget Kosgei. Now, there are 2 more legs of the Diamond League left in the calendar in Roma and Doha, but first things first, the action-packed highlights from Brussels.
Well, let me just put the picture for you. The world record set back in 2008, 12 years ago, just over 12 years ago, by Der Tune of Ethiopia in Ostrava. That was 18,000.
President Nick Mwendwa is now certain that football will resume next month. Mwendwa, during an interview with Joshua Makori on NTV Sasa's Mikiki Mikiki, explained the processes required for football action to resume, adding that it will take months before fans are allowed into the venues. Here is part of that interview.
Ministry ilitisha mpangilio wetu wa football. Monday inakuja tutawapatia mpangilio tutafanya nini. Tunatarajia kuanza training tena kuanzia tarehe 15 mwezi wa 9, alafu mwezi moja baadaye ligi kuu Betking Premier League itakuwa inaanza hapo katika tarehe 20 ama tarehe 25. Ministry tupatie go ahead basi tafanya, lakini la muhimu kuelewa ni kwamba sasa lazima tutatest wachezaji wote katika hizo ligi zote. Watakwenda testing mara 2, watarudi sasa ndio waanze, kabla waanze training watakwenda testing, alafu ndio watarudi waanze waje kuanza kutrain. Baada ya hapo sasa tutaanza mechi, tutafanya protocol nzuri katika kila kiwanja. Hakuna fans kwa miezi mingine kadhaa, na lazima tufanye protocol nzuri, fumigation, na kuhakikisha kwamba tunafuata hizo protocol wachezaji wakicheza.
Now, from hope of some football to football action. Now, Jose Luis Gaya's late goal gave Spain a 1-1 draw away in Germany on Thursday as the start of the UEFA Nations League marked the return of international football in Europe following a hiatus of 10 months due to the coronavirus pandemic. Earlier, new Chelsea striker Timo Werner had given Germany the lead just after halftime in an entertaining contest between two of the last 3 World Cup winners. Elsewhere, Manchester City's Olex over the start of their season in France. Neymar, Angel Di Maria and Leandro Paredes were the first 3 to test positive, all after a recent holiday on the Spanish Mediterranean island of Ibiza. Sports Daily paper reported that Brazilian defender Marquinhos, Argentine striker Mauro Icardi and goalkeeper Keylor Navas, who were also in Ibiza, were the new positive cases. Another PSG player, midfielder Ander Herrera, is also known to have been in Ibiza. PSG are due to play their first game of the new League One season away at Lens next Thursday, but there are increasing doubts as to whether that match will go ahead. Alexei Lutsenko of Astana won stage 6 of the Tour de France on Thursday, completing a long breakaway over 2 mountains in the magnificent Chevannes National Park. Briton Adam Yates held on to the overall leader's yellow jersey, despite a dramatic late bid by Frenchman Julien Alaphilippe to snatch it back with a trademark kick to the finish that clawed back a few seconds. Alaphilippe lost the yellow jersey to Yates on Wednesday when a careless late water bottle pickup cost him a 20-second time penalty, with the Michelton Scott rider admitting he wouldn't have wanted to take the lead in that manner, but would defend it with everything he had.
Et puis celle qui se terminera également à la Reims dimanche. Il est le 9e Britannique à porter le maillot jaune du Tour de France, Adam Yates. Il s'agit de Sam Bennett de l'équipe de Koenig Quick-Step.
Well, that's it on NTV Sport this Friday night. Thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely night.
All right, and that is where we wrap it up here on the first day of the Stronghold edition in Tharaka Nithi County. My name is Zainab Ismail and my colleague here, Kimathi. I know you have a lot.
You forgot Karambu.
Of course, my name is
Do you
Karambu.
want to do the Tausi thing a bit?
No, I will not be
Justify
doing
your
that.
name for the night. Thank you so much for being with us on the first night of the Stronghold edition, live from county number 13 in Tharaka Nithi. We'll be here again tomorrow to talk about issues around this part of the country. Thank you so much. My name is Edmond Kimathi Nyabola, and our sign language interpreter for this evening has been Flora.
And we were coming to you live from the Treads Garden. Have yourself a lovely night.
Bye-bye.
This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Guys, unajua ukikula supa moja utakuwa na superpowers?
Let me try.
Jiamini.
Wow. Indomie, now available in chicken, beef, and Supermojo. Jiamini.
Mwanaume ni bidii na kusema leo niko ndani. Kuangusha mistari na kudamini ufahari. Form nigane, trust studied, ripped on my classic. Form nigane, trust studied, ripped on my classic. Leo niko ndani.
Trust condoms. Who are true.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Just last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're continuing the conversation.
This person just turned me into their toy and every evening, and it was, yeah. When I approached my mother about it, she slapped me.
What mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations. And that is what Unscripted is about.
You know, when people say, oh, he committed suicide, yeah, that person who drives those big cars committed suicide. Mental health has got nothing to do with your economic status.
My name is Jonathan Jackson, and I'm the chairman of Jonathan Jackson Foundation. This foundation mainly is to help young people and youth who are less privileged. We bought a football club called Nairobi City Stars. That team of people, and of course the foundation team as well, we have been identifying who is really, really sick, who really is elderly, and who are really in need of assistance and food. We call it the Jenga Jirani Initiative because it is all about supporting our neighbor.
We cannot wait to have you on NTV from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for Tin Republic this Saturday. It's been such a fun ride having Sky Girls KE on the show. And this week we are doing something bigger, something interactive, and something that needs you. Unstoppable, yeah, ready to roll, yeah. It is a True to Me cover challenge by Karoon, courtesy of Tin Republic and Sky Girls KE. So do not miss out. Make sure to send in those videos of you singing to Karoon's song True to Me to win Sky Girls KE merchandise and also be featured on Tin Republic. Giving you nothing but great vibes, good conversation, and of course great music.
We are Nation, Africa's independent media brand.